It's not even the stadium.
And like the Raiders.
Dude, it's literally you go to tailgate and then you just. It's like a fucking community. Even if you're wearing fucking Carolina shit, then you walk around with me wearing all my Chief shit. We'll just go like car to car, tent to tent. Everybody will be like, "What up?" And we'll just like everybody just loves you, and they don't care that you're wearing. You know, I mean, they'll give you some shit, but they'll be like, "Hell yeah, you want a beer?" And they'll just toss you a beer, and you just start talking and hanging out. That's the whole like stadium. Like,
and welcome to
around.
After Dark, everyone. This is like BulletAngel explaining Chiefs game.
Are we on?
Okay, guys.
Yeah, we're live.
Cut out the music.
Oh shit, what the fuck? I didn't even realize we were live already.
I like to sneak up on people like that, you know? Like,
Oh, okay, so we're wow.
You guys wait for the song to finish though. It's spooky scary.
Oh, really?
Ah,
yeah, you guys.
Alright,
Nah, I put my phone on silence now.
alright. I didn't even announce it yet. I might as well do that now. Okay. You guys can keep talking, it's fine, you know? Like,
No, it's just a meme. It's just a meme that's what started this whole fucking conversation. My fucking phone goes like, dude,
Dude, it's like, hey,
hey.
dude, it's like, hey.
Funny.
What the fuck is this snap, Zach?
hey. Just give people like a few minutes to join in.
Wait, you gotta play it. Keep playing it. Are you still playing it?
I get it, okay, yeah.
Replay it and put it in. Replay it and put it in.
Replay? The song?
Uh-oh, stinky. Uh-oh, stinky.
Oh my god. Zach, you're such a memer.
Oh my god.
What is this
Zach,
song?
Is that a Marcy in your picture or some shit?
Marcy.
Like from Adventure Time or some shit?
No. My my Discord picture?
Yeah.
No.
What is it?
It's album artwork from a band.
Oh wow. What band?
They call it Emerissa.
Amaressa? Oh wow. That seems pretty hip.
Hip AF, alright.
Yeah, are you a hipster music listener, Zach?
Music is too loud. Okay.
You could almost say that this is their album.
It's
that
supposed to
they
be
sold
loud,
out
Alcanto.
on, so.
Oh really?
Mhm.
Oh, I see.
It's like
okay,
it's,
so
they,
you really
like
so
those
you
hardcore-
like old school bands, huh? Not old school. You like underground bands?
Not really. I would say they're pretty underground and not known for like the main public, but they're pretty like well-known mainstream bands. Like if you know the genre,
Oh, okay.
if that makes sense. Like if
Yeah.
you're into the genre just a little bit, you'll know the band. But if like
That's fair. You
If
plug
you
in your
aren't a genre,
stream
you
in
won't
our
know.
stream? What kind of shit is this?
Okay. Yeah, I'm big on, you know, mostly mainstream music actually.
Spooky skeleton.
Alright, did we give people enough time to hop in here before we start?
I think we're good now.
Okay.
Yeah, I think
asparagus, let's chat. What the fuck? Mike,
Oh,
no
man.
one's gonna
Your
watch
Twitch chat.
Hey, what up, Tim?
The Spurs
Your
hovering.
Twitch chat. This is our Twitch chat. This is
What
me
up,
and Void's
Tim?
Twitch chat right now.
Hell
Yeah, but it's funny when you say my, because it's just funny.
Oh, okay, of course.
Like if
Okay.
you said my, it would have been funny too.
My Twitch chat used to be lit when I streamed. It was always
I feel like one of these days I'll do just like an OL in-house stream and just like do just
Oh, fuck it,
stupid
yeah.
shit the whole
Yeah,
time.
that'd be fucking hilarious.
I'll
In
be
the
like,
off season, bro.
yeah, in the off season.
Alright,
Yeah, I'm
people
gonna talk so
will
much
correct
shit if
me
you're
with
on.
Alright,
on the
let's
team.
get this show on the road. Alright, welcome to episode
just do an
6
in-house
of
kinda sound
OL
stream.
After Dark.
Ooh.
Thanks for joining us today. It's Spooktober, according to Zach is on fire. And
Spooky, scary skeleton.
our special guests today, we have Void BulletAngel, as well as Drops and Razenkin. Razenkin is going to be joining us to start out, but once we're going to do a switch off, and Drops will come in from 8K Gaming as well.
Great. This will be fun.
You can.
That's
go
the point of it, so you guys can end shit talking.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But in a respectful manner, because we respect everyone on this show.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah. In game.
In game.
Yeah.
Not on the show. I'll tell them to go
Not
fuck.
on the show.
No, that's toxic. That's toxic.
Yo,
Alright,
if you
we're
should talk in game, it's pretty VM.
Dude. Hashtag Thorngrim.
Hashtag.
Hashtag Thorngrim.
Hashtag AK's bot lane.
Oh my god. Wait, you mean AK has a bot lane? That's a thing?
Yeah, whoever
Wait,
Wait a
whoever
second.
the Ravens had as their mid lane sub, like in week 6 or whatever, he talked mad shit in all chat.
No, I remember listening to fucking, what was that guy's name? I don't even remember his name. It's so forgettable. He was one of the guys on Ravens that was like, Ravens is gonna win. We're so good, and they lost 3-0 to CSU.
Powder? Oh, he's an idiot in game.
Oh,
Not
that was-
Powder.
What's his name? Gragas dude. Gragas
Yeah,
Iron?
That is
Gragas
Powder,
Iron.
Powder, Yeah.
What a dumbass.
Okay.
Come on,
Alright.
dude, we're gonna win.
Can we talk about that? They were literally flaming each other in the fucking general chat or in the trash talk.
Oh, wait. We're gonna
yeah.
talk about that when we get to the
Okay,
we'll get to
quarter
it. We'll-
qualifiers and quarterfinals.
Alright.
Okay.
Okay, first, Void BulletAngel, please introduce yourself. And, yeah, go ahead.
Hi. My name's Void. Well, at least everybody calls me Void. I'm kind of used to it now. Actually, hell, I like it. I don't like the. You add the boy to whatever. I'm the captain of Fallen Gaming Crusaders. Like, we changed our name twice this season, more or less because Zach just kept crossing out the gaming, so he just made it Fallen Gaming Crusaders.
Wait, why don't you just call it Fallen Crusaders Gaming?
That doesn't roll. Like, Fallen Gaming Crusaders sounds almost better, doesn't it?
I don't know.
Because they're owned by an
org.
org. They got
I mean,
tax money.
we're owned by an org, anyways. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Like Fallen Gaming
got
is an org
chains.
that we
Okay,
play with.
okay.
It's like one of my friends. Man.
Got it.
But yeah, that's me. I'm the 80 carry for our team, the captain of our team, the heart and soul of the. Actually, no, that's Skippy, but one of the heart and souls of the Crusaders.
Hell yeah.
All right, that's me.
Alright. Razenkin already introduced himself last week.
Y'all already know who I am.
Y'all already know.
Mid lane captain for Bubble Buddies.
Yeah.
Shout out to Hydra for the name. My name was trash. I hope you guys don't remember.
Absolute victory. Yeah.
No, stop right there. Bad name. Why'd you have to remind people?
But if you
Shout
like
out to
half a
Hydra,
victory.
Who?
Hydra, I heard he's the best
Madman.
ADC in the world, other than Waija.
He's
Why is
a
it-
fucking madman. Wait, why should
Like,
I remember in OL
no,
like?
okay, Void, come
Wait,
on.
wait.
Don't
My
even
bad.
dare say Waja's good.
All right, no.
It's a
This
meme,
is
though.
so
Like-
funny. No, this is so funny. So we were playing in houses, and Waija just got like super serious. And they played Zyrakon, and Kamana and I
Okay,
were like,
we
dude,
still
we'll play Morgana. We'll play Morgana Karma, and we just shafted them. Like it was like so fucking not even close of a game. We were having fun, and he got super pissed. It felt great.
Oh, Brink, there's something like sign in on the fucking stream.
I have no clue why it's doing that.
Just hit exit.
Just sign in, bro.
You just sign
I
in?
am
Oh,
Yeah,
sorry.
just sign in, bro.
Oh yeah,
Pretty
like
slow
every
document.
time you share a spreadsheet with me, Brink,
Mhm.
there's like 3 like anonymous like narwhals and dinosaurs and like geese and shit. Like for some reason, I don't know if you have like multiple tabs open or what.
I have no clue.
Okay.
But I have also the thing is, you own this spreadsheet, Zach, so I don't have access to it.
Oh,
So, or you own this doc,
Fucking toxic.
okay.
and it's asking me to sign in, but I don't have. I'm already signed in.
Okay, I just shared it with you to edit.
Okay.
Okay, that's
Alright.
Oh, there it is. There we go.
There we
Change
go.
the
Okay.
view over,
Yeah,
copy.
so-
Yes.
Alright, so
Oops.
I introduced myself.
Alright,
am I
so-
only
I
taking
introduced
5
myself.
games?
Yeah,
Oh,
wait, hold on. Why did I take you to 5 games?
Uh,
Just the gist of it. You don't have to explain that like your team's trash or anything. Like,
Alright,
tell us like
here's the
TLDR.
timestamp. Here's the
Alright.
timestamp.
I love Plongo, but I'm about to dig into them. Alright, so game 1, Trinity 1v5. His Viger is nasty. I'm not gonna lie. That shit was nasty.
That shit
We're
was
like,
sleeper.
what do we do? They had Morgana Viger. He just tossed out the ghosties, and then we just kind of cried because we couldn't follow up, we couldn't engage, we couldn't do anything. Like, it was unfortunate as shit. And they smashed us in the first game.
Wait,
We're like,
did they play
wow.
Trinity? Did Trinity play bot?
No, Trinity played mid.
Oh, so he
Papa
played
Fran-
Vigar mid.
Mid
Yeah,
difference.
Papa Francesco. I think he had some. I think a wedding or something. I think Plongo said. No,
Unlucky.
that wasn't it. That wasn't
Damn, he's
it.
getting married. Shit.
I don't know.
That's
He
why I
was
boys
late.
very early, huh?
He was late. He was gone for the first 2 games, and Trinity clapped Mortally Divine in the first game, and then Mortally Divine, he clapped Trinity in the second game, because we just 3-banned Trinity in the first, and we're just like, this guy's the only person on our team that can 1v5. And so we just 3-banned him. He picked Echo, and he played like shit, and then we won. And the third game, what did we do? I think we fucked up the draft. We're like, we put higher priority on first picking Jarvan, which was a really stupid ass idea. And then we lost. And that was, yeah, that was the end of that. And then I think in the fourth game, we kind of went into it. It's like, now they're on match point. You know, they win, we lose. It's like, we don't want to lose like this. We went into that game with something to prove. And then we actually played like a team. And not only did we smash them, I feel like we just smashed their mental. Because the fifth game was just, they weren't there. They didn't show up. They didn't show up in game 5. We just ran over them. They also gave Sasuke Zac, so that was free.
I mean, you just get tired in best of fives though. Like and was it like 1 a.m. or something? Like how late did your steers go?
I think we finished the last game at about 12, right around midnight.
Jesus.
Midnight Central, so like 1 Eastern.
Oh yeah, it was late. I remember.
Oh,
it was late because I know
I
you
mean,
guys.
our set. Yeah, when we were playing our set, we were like, how the fuck are Crusaders not like done wiping the floor with?
We started late too. It's like 2 of the games went like 20 minutes long. I think
Really? What time did you guys start? We started like.
We started at 9 or 9 Central.
I'd say our first game. Oh, 9 Central.
Yeah, we started so late.
That's
No. And we started 9 Eastern. Because like we couldn't. There was the bug with the clients.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
yeah. I remember.
So Skippy, Sasuke, and we held that to reinstall our clients just to
Really?
Oh yeah, I remember when you
Holy
mentioned
shit.
that.
Yeah, so we started like 45 minutes late.
Yeah, I'd say we started our game on time like 8:30. Like obviously the game didn't start till like 9:45, like 9:50, because like you have to go through draft and all that shit. Yeah. So, I mean, so game 5 you just rolled them?
Oh yeah, it wasn't even close.
Yeah.
I mean, they went in with like, they're like, well, we'll give them Zac and then we'll pick Poppy, and then they didn't ban Morgana, so they kind of like screwed themselves that way. And then Sasuke just ran over them, and like we ran over Blanco and Monk ganked me in bot lane, and then like we just took every tower. It was like a 20-minute victory. Like it really wasn't a game. I don't know what happened with them, but they just kind of collapsed in game 5.
So, what do you think, Void? And I'll ask you this later, Razenkin. What do you think about Penguin's choice?
I think Penguins are bitches for not picking us.
You think so?
I think they're bitches, just straight up.
Damn.
Like they
Wait, hold on, but like, why do you think they chose? Why do you think they chose Bubble Buddies?
I mean, they chose them because they beat them 2-0 in their season, right? That's probably the only reason they picked them, right? They went 2-up against them, and then I went back and looked, and I just kind of laughed, and I'm like, wow, Raz, what the fuck were you thinking when you drafted those
man,
teams?
come on, man, come on, come on, man.
I think if Raz pulls his head out of his ass and drafts correctly, then they win against they win against Penguins any fucking day.
Drafting coach mistake, man.
Well, they're probably memeing too. I mean, like.
I mean, honestly, like
It's also best of one.
You could ask me if I was memeing.
Were you memeing?
I gotta.
Yeah, I was kind of memeing.
Ask me if I was memeing. Were you memeing? Yes.
Well, I mean, let's be perfectly honest. Penguins have in no way can they match up against BB at all. There's no way. There's not a single person on their team that's better than the person on the other team for BB. Like BB wins every single skill matchup.
I will say
agree.
I really did not understand the choice.
Like if Penguins were smart, they pick us. Not only have we never even played them, they've never played us. We've never scrimmed them. We've never known anything about them. Like that would have been it. But AK walked away like so happy right now.
Yeah, because AK is beating you guys like every time you guys have played.
We're
Like,
5.
think
They're
literally
5-1 against us.
Yeah,
They're 5
and
and
also
1.
like, so Incarceration, like I asked him some questions that I'll relay to you guys later. But yeah, like I agree. I think Bubble Buddies like outclasses Penguins in every role, and I think in a best of 5 they take it away like 3-1. At the worst, like 3-0.
I mean,
If they don't 3-1.
If Raz doesn't troll draft, it's a straight 3.
Yeah,
come on.
And,
Alright.
So, alright.
You gotta put
So,
the
Razenkin, tell me about CSU.
Okay, so as like a heads up, we did not play our full roster against CSU. I think I told last week that we'd be playing with 2 subs. So game 1, We picked like the comp that we're pretty happy with. We thought it was pretty good. We flexed the Vladimir in like as our fourth pick on red side. And then game one just went how we wanted it to. We locked in Olaf, like we had like strong bot lane, and we had Kaisa. So like the easiest thing to do was that I just like dominated the mid lane matchup on Orianna, and so when you like win a matchup like that and you can just move on like every wave, then bot lane just loses. So like, yeah, she got a small. I mean, Void can tell you about that buff. But
no, please God, no, don't bring the flashbacks
Yeah, we're
back
gonna
to
talk
me.
about positioning and scrims.
Please God, no.
My Ian may
but-
have been bad, but how many Orianna ults did you get hit by in like
Look,
a
man,
minute and a
you're
half?
leaking scrims.
No.
Leaking scrims, sorry.
All right, so yeah, our game one, like it was pretty standard. We played a standard comp and like we won like that. Game two, we were like in the lead the entire game, and like we had a comp that like would 100% like win early, and they drafted like what as the game started playing out, we realized like, oh god, like their late game's actually super nutty because they had Kaylin Morg, right? Which we weren't worried about in the early game. But the problem was that when it came to like the mid game and the late game, like there was no way for us to get on the fucking Caitlyn. We just could not fucking kill the Caitlyn. And like honestly, we were so close to winning. We were literally like, I think everybody watched it on Twitch, but like we were
Oh
literally,
yeah, your
like,
Olaf chased the fucking
yeah,
Mordekaiser.
he chased the Mordekaiser instead of hitting Nexus. And no disrespect to Ninja. Ninja's great. I'm so glad he subbed in for us. Super great player. Just I guess in that moment, like, I mean, he just messed up, but like we're not gonna hate. He's a great sub for our team. We really appreciate him. Shit happens, yeah. So, but it was literally like 5 autos, and we would have won game 2, right? Like 5 autos on Nexus, and
It
we would have
was
won game 2.
literally yeah, probably 5 autos if not less.
Yeah,
So.
then we would have won. Yeah, because they would have lost game 2. Like.
Yeah, I think it would have been.
No, I've got. No, I'd call it bad for us. I'd call it bad for us. Like it's not like the theory. All right, Void. He's gonna keep laughing.
Alright, I'm gonna timestamp that. 17:30. That's left.
So
Jesus fucking Christ!
no, it was bad for us. I'm gonna be real. It was bad for us that we got taken to 5. Like, it doesn't look good on us at all. No, I got respect for the Rams as like people, but, like as players, like they're not amazing.
I respect your captain's ability to drink alcohol.
Oh, you know what? I respect it. I respect it.
I'll take a shot for that.
Yeah,
There we
but so yeah, game 2, like honestly, 5 autos away from winning. Kind of tilted me going into game 3. And in game 3 we had
Yeah, Juicy came back, right?
We had Juicy came back, right? And we still had Swifty, who's a good sub for Hydra. They're both kind of like similar, but I think Void even said like Hydra's just like better than Swifty. So like it just happens like that. well,
Swifty was raw in game 2. Let me tell you what, he kind of impressed me like hard on that Zaya.
Yeah, no, Swifty's a good fucking player. Like, no, and like we gave him everything we needed so that he could, pull up on the win. I mean, in the games we won, and in game 2, which we lost, but like we gave him all the tools to win. But it just happened like we just like as a team couldn't close it out. But when we play well, our AD carry usually shines, which is like how most AD carries look, right? Game 3, like I was tilted off my ass, and then we draft, and our draft is like dog. Like we like first pick Vladimir, and like it
Did
gets
they pick Riven bot?
Yeah, they did. Our bot lane actually won that game too. Like it was Riven
It was
Rakan
like Poppy
versus
something into.
Yeah, it was Poppy Lucian, and like we won bot lane. But the problem was that like they drafted Elise and Rumble and I think it was Echo. maybe. I forget what they drafted mid lane. I'm talking about game 3 now.
Game 3, yeah, because
Yeah,
I remember I was watching that game and like, what the fuck is going on? Then I went to bed. I was like, this is too much for me.
We locked in 3 like late game champs on top side, and then we got ran over, and then we lost.
They're he's a Riven main.
It's literally no. It doesn't even matter. He played Riven. He sucked on it. But
wait, they did Tristana mid. They did Tristana.
Oh, it was Tristana mid. It was Tristana mid. So yeah, so they just lock in 3 lanes that win on not 3 lanes. We locked in 2 winning lanes and a winning jungler. So when we tried to like contest them early, we started falling behind, and like we fell behind really fucking bad. And then that's when. Well, the thing was like if we just gave up the plays in the early game, then like we would have fallen behind, and like then the game would have gone longer, right? But like I think even if we didn't make those mistakes, like they probably would have been able to like close out the game like 30 minutes probably. Our draft was just really bad, honestly. Like
yeah, you guys are down 2.5k at 8 minutes.
yeah, like we were really down early.
Mostly down. I mean, you guys had some like it was a wavy graph, but for the most part, it was pretty. It was over.
Yeah, no, we were making plays to come back, but like it was just not like our comp just wasn't good. Like
yeah, like you'd swing 1 or 2k, but like it wasn't enough.
Yeah, like no, I mean I did it specifically for that game because they were playing Rumble, Elise, and Triss. So like it just gives me survivability once it fully stacks and I have like Azanias. The only like downside to the build is that there's like low CDR on it, which kind of sucks, but the build is like really good when all they have is burst. So like the Rumble's burst, the Trist's burst, the Elise's burst, it's just, and the Ribbon's burst. So it's just like Roa, Zanya's, and then like, all right, now I'm really safe and I can play around it. But like we never got to the point like where it mattered. And then 20 minutes came around, we were super fucking down, and we were like, all right, we have 2 options. Like we could keep playing this game out even though we know we're gonna lose the game, or we just like FF and go next because we know what went wrong. So we just FF'd and go next. We were just like, oh, there's no point in playing
That's the big brain, dude.
Huh? What do you mean? Yeah, no, like I mean, we didn't like some people didn't want to FF because they thought like, oh, they're just gonna fuck up, like, right? But I think like I just decided
you kind of
like
saved some mental by doing that. I feel like
yeah, I mean, my mental was a lot better just FFing the game.
Muted. I'm sorry, guys.
I felt a lot better just FFing the game, honestly. Like I wasn't even the one doing the worst on the team, but like I just thought it'd be better if we just FF'd it. Like it saved us time. Time was the thing too. Like we had to go to sleep at some point, right? I didn't want this game to get dragged out 40 minutes and then us play another like 2 40-minute games. Like it would have been like 4 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, that's true.
So we wanted to like finish quickly, and like we decided like, oh, we know what we did wrong. We can easily win the next 2 games. Like not a problem. So we just FF'd it. We thought it'd be easier.
Yeah.
Game 4 was like the stompiest game of the series. Like 19-minute win. Not even close.
Yeah, y'all literally won in 19 minutes and 20 seconds.
How do you like the new Rise, by the way? Like people are saying the new Rise is like
fucking busted,
people are saying it's worse than the old Rise.
No,
but
I
thought it was better.
And against Raz, you're hard trolling.
It's worse.
They didn't ban it.
It's worse than old Rise. It's worse than old Rise.
Yeah.
It's worse than old Rise because you don't get the shield, but it does do more damage. Like it straight up just does more damage. You press E on 4 people. If you press E and like it's a group team fight and you press Q, you rip through that team. That's That's like 2,000 damage right there.
Yeah, you do a lot of fucking damage, man.
It's a lot of fucking AoE damage. It's a really good champ. But the problem is that he just gets shit on like by certain champions and like certain compositions. Like he does lose to certain things, but
his range is too low, right? Basically, like he just requires you to get into range of too much like.
Yeah,
danger, right?
His range is just a little too low. But like, I mean, if you play well, then you're not gonna lose. Like that's just it. You just don't lose if you play well.
I have a question. Okay, so before we go on the next question about the Penguins thing, what do you think about CSU's like drafting Game 5? Like apparently, like this is according to Falcon or whatever they want to call him. He said that like three of them agreed that they want to do for fun, and like the whole team didn't want to do for fun, but like most of them agreed to it. So he's like, "Fuck it, guys! Like we got this far. We didn't think we get this far. Y'all just have fun in game 5."
Yeah.
I think like
That's such a cop out.
Yeah,
I
agree.
heard the same thing from Royami though. Like he said, "Oh,
I mean,
we're
that's
doing-
Fiken.
yeah.
That's Fiken.
yeah, okay, yes,
Falcon,
yeah." So
Falcon.
they said they'd go for fun in game 5. Like
Bacon.
fake it, whatever. They said they were going for fun in game 5. Like, so you know, whatever. If they wanted to go for fun, that's fine. But like, I guess like after losing game 4 like that, their jungler was tilted like 100%.
Oh yeah, no. He
was-
I agree. He said that though. He said that. Didn't Royal Me say that?
Yeah, he
That
said their
jungler
jungler
like
was
super upset.
super tilted in after game 4 because like you go into game 3, right, and you kind of like after game 1 and game 2, like game 1 you lost, game 2 you come back from an open nexus, game 3 you stomp, you think like, you have the momentum, right, and then you go into game 4 and then you lose in 19 minutes, and it's like, are we not better than them? Are they actually just have been fucking with us?
He
this whole
literally
time?
died like more than like once every 2 minutes. Their jungler did.
Yeah,
What
like,
did you say to me, Raz? I didn't think I'd have to play Rise in this series.
yeah, dude, I'm gonna be real. Like, I didn't think I needed to whip out Rise. Like,
I love the righteous glory.
It's nuts,
Yo,
dude.
that's
It's
some
insane.
do and be
I
shit
thought
right
you
there.
go Frozen Heart, but righteous glory is gonna pog on Rise. Okay.
oh no, I mean, when Rise first came out, I was like, oh, tank Rise is the move, right? Like, you just go tier and you go full tank. And I was like, so like on the first day it came out, I was playing like fucking Frozen Heart, Spear Visage Rise, like Roa Spear Visage, which is actually kind of crazy because if you go Spear Visage, it like increases your healing. So and
And
Roa
you
also gives you
Taste of
healing.
Do you go Taste the Blood, Ravenous Hunter
Yeah,
as well?
yeah.
Okay.
I do.
Yeah.
Okay.
So like the first time I tried it, like I was healing like 100, maybe 200 on every spell cast. Like it was pretty nutty. Pretty nutty.
What?
Yeah, super fucking good. Like really fucking good.
That's insane.
There's so many times I'm like I'm fucking dead and I come out alive. Like really
So,
fucking crazy.
so one thing too, I gotta add on about this game 5 thing. If you look at their drafts, CSU's draft, they pick Kled top, which is one of Rachel's best champs. Sinja jungle, Frankie plays it.
oh no,
Galio mid, which is meta, and then they have Rakan support. So that like shit doing Alawi like ADC, like I don't think they were gonna do that. That wasn't for fun. I think
just
they're legitimately
don't-
trying to like.
Yeah, I just
Yeah.
didn't understand the Rakan pick. Like they would pick Rakan knowing full well like they weren't getting the Zai. Like we were either picking it away or we were banning it. Like that. I mean,
Yeah, I
we
mean,
in game 5 we gave them Desire Rakan. Like if they wanted to take it, they could have taken it. We didn't stop them.
oh, in the first like
In the first
section
rotation,
event,
like
yeah.
they picked Zaya and we were totally down for them to, you know. I mean, they picked Rakan and we didn't.
Wait,
draft
he
the
played
Zaya.
Rakan almost every game. Holy shit.
Yeah. No, we were totally fine with him playing Rakan. Like we knew that like we wouldn't lose. So it was up to them whether they wanted to take the skill matchup. Because if you take Zaya Rakan, and you know, it's up to you whether you want to take the skill matchup in bot lane. Like, which is what they did in game 2. Or no, not game 2. I forget which game, but like I think we
They
did
had him in game 3, 4, and 5. That's when they had him.
Rakan. They had what
Yeah.
game did they have Zaya Rakan? Might have been
They
game
never
1.
had it.
Oh, they didn't take it at all.
They had Morgana in games 1 and 2. Did they have Zaya with it? I don't know.
I don't remember. But
They've never
besides-
had Zaya
besides
Rakan.
the point, like we
They had
gave
Zaya
them.
Morgana.
We banned Rakan in the first 2 games, I think. But
Mhm.
so like the point was that like we after like a certain point we were like, all right, we don't care if we give them Zaya Rakan, we just don't want them to play Caitlyn because Caitlyn skews bot lane too much. Like
Isn't he like Pog at Caitlyn?
yeah, I mean he was a Caitlyn player, but he had played Caitlyn. But the thing was like you just don't want to give Caitlyn because it skews bot lane matchups. Like it's like it doesn't become a skill matchup anymore when you lock
No,
in
it's just
Caitlyn.
Caitlyn just wins.
Caitlyn just wins, yeah.
She just like as soon as you pick Caitlyn, you just have to assume your bot lane is under tower the entire game.
Yeah, so
Because they can't fight and they cannot push her. Even
Yeah.
Sivir can't do anything. Sivir
Yeah.
will just herself in the early game, and then you get like 3 plays early with like more Kate. Or
yeah, there's
Okay,
just no point.
So if that's the
there's no
case,
point.
if that's the case, how come we're not seeing much Caitlyn in like the higher levels
People
of
are-
play?
Because
Okay.
people are like so tunneled on Zaya Kai'Sa. Like Why would
Well,
you
okay.
ever bother going Zaya Kaisa when you can run Caitlyn Morg and like?
Because they're safe, man. That's why.
Yeah,
It's all
but
about
they're
safe.
safe, but like,
Caitlyn only has a net where Kaisa can go invisible and Zaya becomes untargetable.
yeah.
That's why
So
everybody has a hard on for them. But
yeah,
if you,
but
I
when
also
you're a
think,
good
like,
team,
Zaya's Zaya's around so much because like Zaya Rakan's so fucking dirty,
yeah.
and like basically the only reason Zaya's around is because you want to deny Zaya Rakan. Like
Yeah.
if someone locks in Rakan, it's like okay, I have.
Well, I
to
mean,
pick
Zaya's just a
or-
good ADC
no,
by
I mean, if
herself.
they
Yeah.
pick, I mean, Zaya Rakan is not hard to counter.
No, it's
It
not.
really is.
But
If
it's
you
still
just
fucking
play-
good.
But
I mean,
it's still,
good, but
it's still a
not-
skill matchup. It's still a skill matchup. Like the point is like, we wanted to run a skill matchup, which is, but they like opted out. They didn't run. Like we gave them the Zaya Rakan. We were like, all right, you can take your skill matchup, you can take the Zaya and you can take the Rakan, and then we'll go even on bot lane. And we were confident our bot lane would win, so we didn't care. And that's just like the thing is their game 5 draft basically just told me like, all right, they're not they're not man enough to draft in like a 50-50 lane, right? Technically 50-50 lane. And then that just told us everything we needed to know. Like they just got caught.
They just didn't have the confidence.
They didn't have the I mean, we banned like an ADC. We banned the only ADC we didn't ban in the second round. It's because they let AD go to second round. But we banned, Caitlyn and Zaya, and then it's like, all right, well, now we can play. And they told me after, but they said they didn't want to play Kaisa. Like we gave them the option to
He
play
doesn't.
Kaisa
Apparently, he doesn't know how to play anything other than Zaya and Caitlyn.
That's such bullshit. Come on, man. There's
But,
so
like,
many. There's so many other things you can play bot lane other than AD
he's
carries.
a top lane main, and he literally only plays 2 ADCs other than that, so he probably is not. Like, it's probably true. Like, I kind of believe that. Like, I don't believe the cop out thing,
but he
but
didn't want to play it.
I agree that like he probably like he said like Viken or Falcon or Royami literally said that he doesn't know how to play Kaisa. Like he only plays Caitlyn, some Zaya, and then top lane. Like, so I kind of believe that. Like, he just banned his 2 ADCs, and he has to either suck on an ADC or play.
He plays.
like,
he plays
that,
top. I mean, like you can
we
pick
were-
Kennen. You can pick.
we were still a little worried about
Quinn.
their game though. Like we were still a little worried going into game 5 because they had like a really big like. Well, it's mostly the Galio. So the Galio gives a lot of pressure in the game. It's like basically what we wanted to do was like go even in the bot lane. Basically what they did was like, all right, we're just going even in mid lane, right? Because I can't beat the Galio, because the champ is just a stupid laning champ. Like he just, you just press fucking Q on the wave and auto, and then you walk away, right? It's like it's the most uninteractive like lane you want to play.
Mhm.
So that's what they did. They tried to like go neutralize mid lane matchup. We tried to neutralize bot lane, but they fucked themselves over by going to Lowy, and then top side was like, it was iffy because like we had an early game fight where we came out on top, but it was fucking close. Like
Yeah,
if
like
we had
I'm
lost
surprised
that
it was
early
that
game fight-
close. Yeah.
yeah, if we had lost that early game fight, like the game could have snowballed the other way.
Mhm.
But we won it because better fingers on the play. And and then it was just like when that kind of comp falls behind, and you play, and you don't like 1-3-1, like their only hope was for 1-3-1, and then them to catch at the 3, and then to snowball from there. But we just always stayed grouped against them because it's like, well, you can't win us 5v5, and you can only win if we split up.
Mhm.
So we just took it to them, and they kept trying to fight us because that's the only thing they can do. And then we got Renekton super ahead. I was like getting untouched in fights and putting out the damage, and then it was just over.
Hang on one sec. I need to say something. The fuck you, Sasuke. All right.
All right, I agree. Okay, so since we spent so long on that, give me like a 1-minute response to like, what do you think about Penguins choosing you guys instead of Fallen Crusaders?
Oh, I mean, like I get it. They picked us because they beat us, but
I mean that's a logical, like honestly, like they. Yeah.
it's logical, but honestly, they would have had a better shot versus Sid.
I
actually kind of agree with that, just from the fact that like, don't take this any personal, but I feel like Fallen Crusaders, like you guys have been a team for so long, and I don't. When I think like standard, I think Fallen Crusaders. Other than like I'm not gonna spoil anything. Actually, never mind. So like, but I think of you guys as like a standard team. So like for the most part, I think like they would have been a good matchup in you guys because I feel like Penguins is pretty standard too. Like they don't do anything out of the ordinary, and they've also never played you guys, so there's like no like past matchups to, like judge things off us. But maybe they're afraid of that, and they're like, oh, we 2-0'd them, like in the season, so you know.
Yeah, I mean,
maybe
no,
we
I
can
get
beat
it.
them.
They wanted to take the beast they knew. You know, they know us. They don't know Crusaders so much, but like honestly, like Penguins, Crusaders, and AK, they're all I like to call them 50-50 team because I think they run you, even in the early game, and then they'll say, all right, we'll 50-50 you in the mid game. Whichever one of us like plays slightly better around our macro, that team will win on the 50-50. Because I don't think either team gets that big of an advantage early, and it's all about like how you play past 10 to 15, right?
I don't know, man.
Okay,
Like,
so
okay, like,
sorry, Brink.
let me quickly give an opinion on this. Like, I just don't see the upside of picking Bubble Buddies when you have like you already know that they have like championship caliber like players, right? Like that already won, and they're kind of like a known quantity, but they're a good they're a quantity that you know it's higher than yours, you know? Like, and it's just like I don't know why they'll choose Bubble Buddies over Fallen Crusaders when like Fallen Crusaders I feel like if they went to 5 games with Wyoming, then I think Penguins have a better shot, you know, to beat
I blame Trinity.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, if you go to 5 games with Wyoming, like, Bubble
No,
Buddies
yeah,
went to 5
I
games
mean,
with
you're
CSU.
right, but-
Whoa,
So
hit on
f-
my Wyoming, please.
Okay, like, Bubble Buddies went to 5 games with CSU, but they had like issues and they had the things that weren't in order. Some players weren't there, and then Juicy came at the very end, and like it was kind of chaotic, and they had like a weird draft that they go against, and like it was just a bunch of like random variables, but they still got it done. In the last two games were very decisive, right? So like, or especially the 4th game was decisive. So when you see that, like, I don't know how you see that and be like, oh, this is the team we want to play over this other team, you know?
I mean,
I don't.
like the thing is, if you look at it from like not knowing the teams, right, and you just know like say me, right, you just see that like Razenkin, people say Razenkin now. It's fucking weird.
Resin.
Say
yeah.
Raz. So weird.
Raz-
I called you
Razenkin, yeah.
Razikin for the longest time, dude.
It's just
Yeah,
so,
it's
so
it's
easy.
Razenkin.
I'm so sorry.
People have been memeing me call it Zenkin.
Why have a complicated name? Why can't it just be
It's-
Raz or
Okay,
Ray?
you're
Raz.
officially
Yeah, I know.
Ryzenkin. You're
Raz.
Ryzenkin from now on.
Yeah,
All I
no,
say is Raz, because I'm too drunk to pronounce anything else.
You just watch game 4 and 5, and this is what Void thinks. Void just thinks, oh, they gave Razenkin Rise game 4 and 5, and they got bought.
Trolled. They trolled, man.
They didn't leave Rise up any other game, and I didn't pick it because I didn't think I needed to.
What did you say? I don't need to pick
didn't
it.
think I
You
need-
you're like just
Yeah,
trolling them at that point. You're giving them
it's
such
like
false
Exodia.
confidence.
It's like fucking Exodia. Like
No,
you
you're
just walk
Raz.
down and you win.
No. When you pick fucking Rise, it's like you draw all 5 pieces of Exodia at the fucking beginning of the game. It's like
Wait, hold
you
on.
just auto win.
Before we move on to the next topic regarding like his rise, I always remember like our first game with Razenkin, or whatever the fuck your name is.
Raz.
So it was the first game. I was like talking to you, and it was like me, you, and Havoc talking in our bubble or in our in Bloom chat, and I was like, "What are we gonna pick?" You're like, "Dude, I'm gonna play Rise. I've been practicing it on my Smurf. It's fucking so good. Like after this remake." And then like we lock in Rise, and like 3 people message me in the client, and they're like, "What the fuck are you doing? You know he got nerfed, right?" And I was like, smiley
Then it
face.
would be fine.
And then like after the game, I'm like, again, smiley face. And then like maybe not.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember that script. It was
Mm.
really...
One of the first, no, it was one of the games. It was streamed live.
Oh, was that against Crusaders actually?
No,
our
I
game
don't know
wasn't
who it was
streamed,
against, but
because
we
we
shit on that team.
We
And, like,
we
it was a good team.
rescheduled. We rescheduled before you guys streamed the game.
Yeah.
All I know is like I had 3 people messaging me like, "What the fuck are you doing?" And then I
Yeah,
replied to all of them with a smiley face.
Okay,
All I remember-
I have a problem with that. Okay, like I have a problem. Before you go, Razenkin, I want to quickly like dive into that quickly. Like anybody who like looks at patch notes and then automatically thinks they know a champion is bad or good. Like,
Reddit.
come on, man. Like when you look at the rework for Rise, it's clearly just a shifting of his power. Like they just changed.
Yeah, it's just a really big shift.
They just
but it-
shifted
It
his
scales
playstyle.
a little harder.
You know, they shifted
It
his
feels
playstyle.
way harder. I mean, we saw it literally at the World Championship like
Mhm.
last week. Like they fucking played it. It's not a bad champion.
Yeah, like
We played her.
It's
I
just
didn't even
really
see it.
fucking different. It's Humanoid played it, and he fucking clapped on it.
Yeah, and a lot of people just have that like.
So did Huni. Huni played it too.
Yeah, they feel
Clapped
like
on it.
they really feel like they can just make a decision on a champion. Like even over the course of a patch, like you feel like you can like have a decisive opinion. Like relax, okay? Like, anyways,
Yeah,
go ahead.
I mean, yeah, and like even Doim like a couple weeks after Rise's rework, Doimby started playing fucking Righteous Goy Rise. Like,
Yeah,
yeah, so like I thought like, oh, if Doimby playing Righteous Goy Rise, like my build can't be like much different, right? Because
mhm.
I do different builds on it besides Righteous Glory, but you know the point still stands. Like I didn't think Rise was bad, and like nobody would ban it against me in in the regular, in the regular season last year, or last season, and then come playoffs and we scrimmed White Lightning. Not like this is old, but we scrimmed White Lightning, and I think they gave me Rise, and they just couldn't handle it. They just couldn't deal with it. And obviously, when we played them in the playoffs, they banned it. They took it away game 1, and then they banned it every other game. Or it was pick or ban because we didn't want to play against it because Alcantos like played it decently, and they wouldn't give it to me ever. So,
Bantos, come on, man.
Bantos, yeah.
There you go.
So like
Alright.
that's just where the rise comes from. Like it got permabanned in the finals. It got banned in the semis. Picked or banned in the semis. And then this year, or this season, like most people, like a lot of people didn't really know about it, so I got to play it a lot in the regular. But like now, you know, nobody's gonna let me have it anymore. But like,
I mean,
just-
they shouldn't have let you have it in the first place. This is not like this. This is not a complicated question.
yeah, I only
You
lost
just
one
banned
game
the
on
fucking
Rise.
Rise.
I've only lost one game on Rise in OL, and it was to
Sarah, when you
it was a
trolled against
Sarah.
Zoe.
and we trolled against Zoe. That was about it.
Elvis
Yeah.
trolled. Let's be perfectly honest.
Yeah, let's be honest.
Like normal.
Yeah, so
Like
you
every
know,
time we scrim.
like we don't care if it gets banned because like we'll still win without it. We've won games without it. So we don't really care. But the thing is, like when you give it to us, it's just like you might as well be running it down. Like that's just it.
Alright. So,
Unless
So Penguins picking us is fucking troll shit. Like
troll.
yeah, I agree.
troll.
I
Like
think,
they
no
picked us
offense to
because they
Void.
2-0'd us.
Yeah.
They picked us
I-
because they 2-0'd us. And I
It's
don't
a
have
lose
any
lose though for
respect
Peng.
Void.
Let's be real. Everyone still thinks they're the weaker team out of like the 4 teams,
It's,
and
it's
like
a meme.
they would have gotten shit for whoever they picked. Let's be real.
Honestly, how did they crawl their way to fucking first place?
Because it's best of ones. I mean,
Yeah,
like,
what a fucking.
Well, it's
and
because
they're
they 2-0'd
clearly
us
not
in the
a
season.
bad team.
They're not a bad
They're not
team.
bad.
should
I
be
mean, they're the
underestimated.
best wildfire team, but they just, you know,
I mean, I can't say
that
anything
just-
about wildfire teams because we lost.
they're just
two
that
games
just
at
means they're the
Nighthawks.
fourth. That just means they're the fourth best team. Like they're just the fourth best team.
Okay,
You know?
let's
All right,
let's
so,
get into the
yeah.
power rankings here. Oh, not that one.
Oh, but big surprise on Rams beating Ravens.
So true.
Yeah, I called it.
So the
Ravens
first,
go Bugs.
so the first thing, yeah, big. That's a big one actually. Rams being Ravens, but
That
first,
gives me a little. That gives me a little like, I don't know, like that kind of gives some value to my power rankings that I
Like
predicted.
some butterflies in your heart, like in your stomach.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly,
honestly.
you were.
come
I
on,
mean,
Ravens! I chose you guys.
You did a great.
I mean, when I heard it was best of 5, when I thought it was best of 5, I gave it to the Rams. But when they switched to 3, I thought it would be the Ravens.
Oh, dude.
I
Well,
think
they
I
did-
put that in my power rankings. I
Okay,
was
they-
kind of nervous about that.
their team carry. They didn't play with Giga the first game, and then the second game their bot lane trolled. So I mean, I don't know. Giga's like
yeah,
probably
but
the most
I went up
consistent
or
top
died in the
laner.
game.
Okay,
I know.
all right,
Well, like
let's-
I gotta love my boy Giga. He's a fucking boss.
Yeah, he's pretty good.
He's a boss.
All right, we're gonna move this conversation over to the power rankings going into this week. I feel like I read through all of them, and I do agree with a lot of your reasoning, Zach.
Thanks.
And especially there's gonna be a lot of controversy, like in the wildfire camp about them being fourth, but that's expected, I think, obviously, because
Well, because they ended first in the
they
regular.
ended first. But there is, if you really read the piece that Zach wrote really well, actually, he wrote all of them pretty well.
It was an
I'll
awesome
I'll
piece.
link it in Twitch chat too.
Yeah, link
It
it.
was,
I'll
it was a
send
really
links.
great piece.
Yeah.
Thank you. Which Which piece was the best? I don't know.
The phone
I
game.
got you. I got you.
I was able to write it at work. So.
Yeah. So
I got paid to write
these.
And then I just asked for a 20% raise, by the way. I literally
I
write
mean,
you
the
for
shit I'm
Wednesday
writing
and
over
then
here,
ask for
dude.
a
It's
raise on
fucking
Friday.
gold.
I mean the bubble. I'm just call the bubble buddies one like the top lane. We're getting mad disrespect for our top lane.
Okay, we're gonna go. Okay, we're gonna go with
Yeah.
Bubble Buddies first, right? Okay, this is the rankings.
So
Okay,
we're
the graphic that you're
getting-
seeing right now is the rankings, but I'm gonna put
Yeah.
the individual ones. Okay. So let's
Yeah.
go with
Okay.
Bubble Buddies first.
Do you want me to discuss my reasoning behind this?
Okay.
Well, let me just put my point out there. Like, honestly, we read that and we were like, "Wow, we get 5 stars everywhere except support." When I'm honestly, Poppy's literally the best support in the league, probably.
You guys like
Alright.
3.5,
I don't know.
Talk about you
No.
can talk about Slayer.
I'm
Talk
screwed.
about Slayer.
I'm gonna be perfectly honest. With Slayer versus Juicy, or not Juicy versus Poppy, it was like this was too free. Like bot lane was too free.
Oh my God, you were literally the one telling me like, "Oh, Hydra."
Hydra's a carry, but dude,
Okay.
Poppy's
How are you
holding
gonna
him
tell
back.
me if they're a
Dude,
bot lane? How are you
Dude,
gonna tell
Poppy
me?
is holding him back.
Okay.
Hold on, but
I
the
can't-
support
I
is
can't- I
messing up
cannot-
these days.
I refuse to leak scrims, but he is holding him back.
No.
He is holding
bullshit.
Hydra.
But
back.
you-
If you,
hey,
you
but-
get a better
hold on.
support, I guarantee you win
Okay,
every
actually,
single bot lane.
no.
you ever
Let's
play.
try to keep this more like
Yeah.
coherent, cause like first let's start with like we're gonna come to
Alright.
Razenkin
All right,
last.
we'll start with top lane. We'll start with top
Yeah,
lane.
Alright,
we'll
alright,
go to
hold on, hold on.
Razenkin last. So
Let-
first, I want to hear from
All right, well, you guys can all go.
yeah. I want to hear his response after we kind of give our opinions. So first, Zach, I just want to see you like go down the list of the players on Bubble Buddies and why you gave them their stars. You know?
Okay, so Elvis is 3. He was 3, but I gave him a half because he bitched. And it was a good meme. Because it's Elvis. It's a good meme. Okay, so and if we're going through like every position stars for 6 teams, I think we should like limit everyone's speaking time to like 30 seconds.
Yeah.
But basically, like top Elvis is because he's never done anything other than like in games 4 and 5 of quarterfinals to like impress me as like a 5-star top laner. Not even a 4-star. Like he's what you want in the top lane. Like he's an ideal top laner for like for a team that wants to carry elsewhere. But he still has potential to pop off. Like I've just never seen anything special from Elvis. Jungle is because Juicy Boy is probably the best jungler in the game or in the league if he has Razenkin mid lane. I think Razenkin's the best mid or Razik, whatever your fucking name is the best. I think. All right, shut the fuck up. All right.
Just call me Ray.
So-
Fuck you.
so I think you're the best mid in the league. I think Hydra is an incredible ADC, and I think Sloppy Poppy is a solid support, and I think he's like top 3, top 4 support. So that's why I gave those stars. It's like just relative to the rest of the league. It's like not my opinion on them as players compared to like the average like League of Legends player. It's just like relative to like the average skill in the league. So
Okay.
I consider them all mostly top players except for Elvis, who's probably like average.
Mhm.
But most top laners are pretty bad in the league, in my opinion. But that's probably because I'm comparing them to like Steel City as like the best. So
Mhm.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
It's hard to compare people to Steel. Let's be
A
perfectly
good fucking
honest.
player. Steel's a good fucking player.
I'm just upset that we never had a chance to play them.
You can go next, Void. You can go next with Bubble Buddies.
Bubble buddies.
Yeah.
Okay.
But try to keep it to like 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Or
I think the like top lane is just it's such a like a 50-50. Like if if Skippy decides to show up, he just wins. And if Skippy just decides to harden, then Elvis wins. It's more on deciding how Skippy wants to play the game.
Mhm.
Okay, I still think Sasuke's better than Juicy.
well, you're
Like,
not comparing your team to
I know,
Buddies. You're
but-
just talking about like
I mean, I like Juicy, but I think his champ pool's too small. And I've seen him play Zac. It's not as good as, Sasuke's, which I think is kind of like the whole thing. I don't ever see him like carrying his team. He just kind of like enables Raz or he enables Hydra, which to me isn't a 5-star jungler. He's probably a 4-star in my book, which is still good. He's not a bad jungler at all, but I think he's a 4-star rather than a 5.
Okay.
Raz can be one sentence, 1v5 player. Hydra, he's the only AD carry in the league that can contest me in bot lane. The only one.
Oh, okay.
And
I'd actually agree with that because I think the ADC pool, aside from you, Hydra and Death Holy were like it's pretty weak, but continue.
Yeah, I mean Hydra.
What about
is...
Pomgo? What about Poggo?
Pomgo's
Dude,
That guy
pretty
didn't
good.
even play
Pog.
ADC.
Poggo.
Pomgo's
He unlocked in Swain.
he's a Caitlyn player that plays Swain not as good as me. Don't even fucking.
Ooh, okay.
Don't even at me, Punk. I see you over there in the corner. My Swain's better, Punk.
Okay.
We see you under Cowboy.
What about their
Yeah.
support? What about
I think the support's maybe a 3 or a 2. Honestly, I think he's pretty bad. But you know, I've played against better, and I think that they could get a better support. Honestly, Hydra's kind of held back by Poppy.
Oh, okay.
After playing against them a couple times, I think they could get a better support. But that's just my opinion.
Okay, so you
Like,
kind of
some guys
generally
against us
agree, except for.
I
you
think I
you
agree
think-
across the board except support.
Okay, all right. For me, I'm going to kind of have a hot take actually. I feel like, not necessarily a hot take, but I do feel like Elvis beats a lot of players that are worse than him. But whenever there's anybody who's even or
Contest
slightly
him.
better, like he's non-existent. You know. When it comes to jungle mid, I think that's accurate. They are the focus, and they're the players that usually stand out the most, and they're basically a #1 team and already won. So like, it's hard not to give them 5 stars. And then for bot lane, obviously like I don't really know too much about Hydra and Poppy, but I do kind of pay attention enough to know that Hydra's at least like a 4.5, 5 stars, because he's just held his own, or is like just doing really well. And when you get to a level on a team like Bubble Buddies in a league like this, you don't have to just try to 1v9. You just have to play your position, play your role, and fit into the team, you know. So I feel like if he was on a different team, he might be like really easy to like see him as a 5-star player. But on this team, he's 5 stars, but I feel like there's just more room for him. And support, Poppy just feels like, I feel like he's also kind of a victim to, he's trying to play for the team, and that might look bad to other, like for the viewers or anybody who's watching him. But I think 4 stars is kind of accurate. But I guess we'll see how he shapes up against the Penguins. You can kind of dive into what do you think about our analysis, Razenkin.
I mean, you know, it's all pretty fair, but you know, this is all. You know, most of this is based off of how we played in the regular, right? Like, and you know, the team that we were in the regular is not, you know, what we're gonna show on Tuesday.
Yeah, but I still like. I mean, I was able to judge most of you guys based off like non-regular.
Yeah, I
season.
mean,
Like, let's
like,
be real.
where we went 12-4, right, and we lose 2 games to Penguins. If you look at those games against Penguins, we literally, like, you know, basically we said, fuck it, we're better, we'll 50-50 the mid game, and you know, it just so happened that we lost the coin flip on those games. But honestly, in our in the games where we take it really seriously, and you know, we decide to like pick some champs that, you know, seem a little weird to some people, we just kind of run over the game, right?
Okay, so.
So you think it's accurate, right? You feel like the
I mean,
the ratings are accurate.
honestly, I think my team is probably like the best in every role.
Whew.
Like,
Okay.
I'm not gonna.
I wouldn't give. So the max you get is 24 stars, because honestly, I don't know any 5-star top laners in this league. Like.
I mean,
No
if you
flame,
wanna
but,
go by like, all right, well, I'm not a 5-star mid laner, but because I'm the best mid in the league, I'm 5 stars, right?
Yeah.
So if I think Elvis is the best top laner in my league, I'll give him 5 stars.
Well, that's fine, but like, I've never seen the results to back that up.
I
That's
mean,
my
honestly,
thing.
I mean,
I feel like you
if we
could
give him a champion where he gets to actually like, you know, play the game. You kind of saw what happened.
Yeah, I think he's just outclasses Ritual. Actually, I don't know. Ritual's a pretty good top laner, so maybe not. But
He kind of trolls, but I feel like if you could have done for this like whole thing, you could have given like 1 6-star to every role except top. Like jungle, it would be drops, and then Raz, then me, and then Slayer probably. No, I'm just kidding. Probably, I don't know if there are any 6-star supports. Yeah.
I
Probably,
honestly, I just didn't want to do that. I don't know. Like, I don't know about that.
Yeah,
like,
I feel you, but
No, you know, I get it. Like, no, I understand. But I mean, you guys, your analysis like makes sense.
Okay, well,
Like when you look at it out from the outside, makes perfect sense. From the inside,
Mhm.
we see it differently, but that's just how it is.
All right, let's
Alright,
go to AK, baby.
AK. Alright. So I just pulled up the AK. Let's just kind of just go through the wheel again. Zach, you can go ahead.
All right, so shadowy figure. I actually think he might be the best top left in this league, and out of this top 6 teams. And I know that's like kind of a pretty weird thing to say, because I actually think like he either looks like the worst top laner or the best top laner. But I feel like this season, because his bot lane isn't as shitty, notice as I said like as shitty, I think like he definitely deserves the 4 stars, because like he can afford to be aggressive, and like, you know, he like, because like back then, like in AK last season, you could just camp top or just have shadowy figure be over aggressive and int, and then you don't have to worry about bot lane. Now like you have to have some like concern over the bottom lane. Also the fact like he can be more aggro because Boone's so good. So jungle, I give drops 5 stars. I know he gets like lots of memes and stuff, but I think like he's just so consistent. And I think consistency is one of the most important things at like our level. And like he's never gonna have like a completely trash game. Like he might like perform well or like perform like kind of bad, but he like will never have a trash game. Boone, I think he is probably tied for Razenkin for like best in the league. I mean, like he's just such a solid. Like he's kind of like the drops, like, but like maybe like at a higher level. Like he's just like always good no matter what. Like always at the top. I just feel like they kind of limit him with his champs. Like I feel like he needs to play like champs that can abuse. I don't know if that's the thing. I don't know if he can play them though. Like I think he needs to play champs that can abuse shit. Their bot lane.
Wait a second.
Their bot. What the fuck are you doing? Okay, their bot lane. Oh.
Yikers.
It's he gets like super pissed when people call him out, but like, and he like points towards his stats, but like stats doesn't like, they don't define a player. And like in a like conference with weak bot lanes other than like Fallen Crusaders, I see nothing special. And the fact that his top lane, mid lane, and jungle can just pop off, like of course you're gonna look like a good ADC. Like I don't see anything special from him. Their support, I was torn between 3 and 4 on this one, but I don't think that like Nick or I don't know his fuck, is it D2 D1 Nick, like I don't know his new name, but like I think like he's an okay support, but he doesn't do anything special. So
Okay.
I think the jungle mid duo is just like so fucking solid, and I think that's like most of their success right there.
Okay.
Kind of like Bubble Buddies light.
Yeah,
like
it took them pretty far. I want to hear from Void. Yeah, you can go top
He's
down.
muted.
Oh, okay. I'll go next.
Maybe Razen can say something. I don't know if he knows anything, but that might
Oh,
make
okay.
it
No,
true.
I watched, decided to like take a look and check out the players. I mean, like their top's like solid player. Like you're kind of spot on. Like he's not. I don't know. Like he
He's
runs
really
it down.
aggressive.
Yeah, he runs it down sometimes. Other times he doesn't. But I think that's mostly because of their jungler. Like, he pops out and like makes a strong play, and that's when they win. Like if drops like pulls up to a lane, right, and like his lane is going aggressive, which is how Shadowy does, then like they can stomp a game out, right? Because they went on top side. So I think they're like, he's a good top laner, but he definitely needs like more help than the other ones do. Drops is just a solid player. Like he's a good player. And he's usually where he needs to be, so I don't think he's bad at all. Probably deserves the 5-star. And then Boone, like, I like to, say Boone's like really fucking good, but like he's really fucking good on a few champs. Like that's it. But when he doesn't get those champs, or like when he does get those champs, and like you just draft around it, then like it doesn't seem like he's that great, right? You can talk about it. You could question me on it, but like, I got to play versus Boone last season, right? And he locked in Lux and I locked in Azir, and then I just like shit on him. And we lost the game, but like that's not because of the mid lane matchup or whatever. So I mean, he's a good player. He's definitely deserves 5, and I would say he's like right next to me. But I think I'm a little bit more versatile than Boone is. Even though the meme of Rise.
I
like,
mean, you
play a
played
lot of
3
other shit.
champions.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know if I've never
Played
seen
3
Boone, like,
champions.
top on carry.
Hmm?
Like,
You play 3 champions, Raz, and that's it.
No,
Ooh.
no.
Do you play
fucking
any
way.
assassins? Honestly,
I
I'm
do
kinda...
actually. Yeah.
Oh, all right. Well, don't leak it. But I'm
Leak it.
just curious. I've never seen you play an assassin. I'm kind of concerned that you suck on them.
No,
so-
I play
Alright.
a lot of assassins.
Okay,
I
let's,
just don't happen to play them a lot.
alright.
And then
Boy.
bot lane, you're right. They're just, you know.
Alright, boy,
okay.
give me a quick rundown in AK.
Okay.
All right, hang on. There's 2 things I gotta do right now. Hang on. Fuck, I can't do this. Hang on.
You trying to open a beer?
Hang on, let me get my knife really quick.
What?
Also, because I heard the dumbest thing I've heard today, I have to take my first shot, saying that Shadowy Figure is the best top laner left. All right, here we go.
Oh baby.
Oh, no.
I memed against both of them, and Shadowy Figure's a way better player.
Shadowy is probably a Platinum 1 Smurf, maybe. And I am pretty sure he's the worst top laner in the world.
Oh, it's not.
I don't know.
Okay.
The only reason that they beat us the first game was because Skippy decided to dive a Mordekaiser as Renekton under the tower early, and
So
then
does
he
that
just
not
died.
make him a worse
And he
player?
re-died. No, Skippy is 10 times better than Shadowy Figure.
But he played worse than Shadowy Figure though.
Yeah, in a stupid matchup where he should not have lost.
He
And-
he ran
lost.
9 out of 10
Yeah.
games, Skippy
So,
wins
so,
that
he's,
matchup.
so he's
Okay,
prone
so
to
you're
running
justifying
around.
this with all this like excuses, but in reality, Shadowy Figure lost.
I have seen. I don't know how many games I've watched.
Yo, man,
Shadowy.
you're on the inside. You're on the inside, man. You know?
Yeah,
Okay,
you're
I'm
too
not-
close
I
to
mean,
the
I'm
situation.
Also, I'm
You're too
looking,
close.
Okay, I'm looking on the outside too. All right.
You're not.
I have-
You
I've
aren't
watched-
though.
Yeah, you're not looking on the outside though.
Give me 1 second. All right? I'm
Yeah,
watching-
you're
If you-
joking on this one.
Yo, man, if we look at it from the outside, then AK like beats you 9 out of 10 times.
5 out of 1 time. Wait.
5 out of
Five out of
1,
six.
9
5
out
out
of
of
10.
6.
5 out of 1.
Same.
Okay.
Same shit,
Hey,
man.
hey,
If you look on the
hey.
outside, you're a worse team.
Hang on, come on. I wrote down the speech of Miracle. I'm gonna fucking say
Wait,
that.
did
when
you
we go
really
into
write a
AK.
speech?
Not really. I was like, I
Yo,
told
we're
myself
still
I'd
on
pull up
AK.
the
Yo,
video, just
We
repeat
need
the guy.
a quick rundown, boy.
Alright, do your speech real quick. Do your speech real
Alright,
quick.
Okay.
no, I'm not gonna do the speech. No.
What the fuck?
Drop-
I put a mark for it. Do
no,
it.
No.
Alright.
All right, we got 4
Alright,
teams
No,
left.
no. Alright, but
Top
Jungle. I mean, Drops is obviously. I still think he's like just insanely consistent. He has a great idea of what to do every single game. I think the best thing about them is like one hard thing that people really don't understand. He tracks so well. He tracks the other jungler. I feel like every time he's ganking another lane, he knows where the other our jungler is. He knows they're not there. He knows it's the freest gank in the world. I don't know if it's because their vision is just insane, or it's just he just understands where Sasuke is going every time. He's just smurfing all the time, and just, that is why I think he's a 5. I think Boone, again, like what Raz said, he's limited, but I still think he's really good. Can't really argue with what things he's played and the way he's like beat us. Just unfortunate. I feel like we could have won the one game where I ate 1 Q from Drops' Lux and the game ended, and it was really sad, and I was so pissed. But yeah, that was an unfortunate game.
And they're bot lane.
I think Kali is good. I'm not gonna lie. He's not Hydra, you know. He's not Palm Goat, but he's pretty
He's no
good.
Thorngrim, obviously.
He's no Thorngrim, honestly. At least Thorngrim bitched in chat. This guy is just annoying. I'm just kidding. He's pretty cool. I don't really know. I don't even know.
JKs.
Do you think he's a 3-star or do you think he should be a
I'm
4?
pretty sure. I don't even know their support's name. Like, I don't even know what he is.
But do you
Nick,
think
what he
their
does.
bot is their 80
He's
carry
just
is
there.
3 or 4 stars? You think he's 3
I
is
think
fine?
he could be a 3.5.
You're combined.
They
They might
could
be
You can argue a 3.5. I think he could beat Elvis in top lane, honestly.
Oh my god. Okay. All
That
right.
was the question, but I'll take it.
combined, their bot lane could be a 4.
All right, let's
Yeah.
let's see how
Alright, let's
let's
go
see
to-
how
Fong-
unbiased Void can be with this team. All right.
This man
You know,
is
I will flame.
fucking violent.
Dude, I'm ready to flame everybody on my
Alright.
team.
Okay,
right
let me hear
now.
Raze first.
Alright.
Let me hear Raze first.
All right, yo, your top laner, he's not a solid player, bro. Like,
Lord Dicky or whatever his name is.
yeah. You're
We
Lord
gotta do a
Dicky.
quick rundown
Lord
for the
Dicky.
rest of these
Dude,
teams.
Lord-
Alright.
Quick
Dicky.
rundown. Quick rundown.
Quick rundown.
He's 50-50 player. He's gonna run it down, or he might go even. You know, that's about it.
If
Jungler,
you lose my team out.
honestly, 2 trick. That's about it. You know, he plays those 2 champs, and then you know he might win the game. Mid lane, who do you guys use again? Are you using
Oh
Mortally
my
Divine
God.
or Unicorn?
Honestly, I'm not
Epileptic
really
unicorn.
sure at this point, bro.
Are-
It's
are
like,
you-
Spicy, I like it.
Are you
whichever
using
one can
Unicorn?
actually make it,
Are you using
bro.
Unicorn or Divine?
Whichever
Either
one can
either
make
one?
it, bro.
Okay, so if you're running Divine, you might take a couple games. But if you're running Unicorn, it's looking like a yikes. And then bot lane, you know, as long as Void doesn't play Ashe, they might win a game. But even if he
Whoa!
but even if he
What
does,
solo queue game?
but-
You play me so.
No, I'm talking about the scrim. You remember?
Oh, wait, leak,
No
leak.
leaks.
Wow.
No leaks,
You know
no
what? I hit you in the face like
Time
how many
stamp,
times?
Brink.
Fuck you, bitch.
Drip, drip.
Drip. But and then support. I don't really notice much about him, but you're good.
Okay.
All
Void,
right,
you
yeah,
wanna do
Zach.
your
Let me hear you,
pick?
Zach. Yeah.
All right, Skippy. When he shows up, he's probably the best top laner in OL. And then Sasuke, I think he can go toe to toe with drops if he actually listens to what his teammates are saying. Not gonna flame him. No, I'm gonna flame him. Whenever he doesn't listen to us, he dies a lot, and that's what that's just be him.
Wow, you're just gonna flame his mental, huh?
Yeah, I think Unicorn is maybe a 2, maybe a 3-star if he's playing well. But I think Mortally Divine can be a 4-star. He just, Jesus Christ, he's aggressive. he just wants to kill everybody. He's just like, you know what? We're going here, and here. And we're like, wait a second.
Do you think that attributes to y'all like having a lead and being 50-50 for some reason?
Yeah, we
like
just
the dig and toss. Yeah.
we're pretty much the dig or the CLG, whatever. It's like what Blue Caboose call us, the CLGs. Like Casey, I mean, Mortally Divine, he'll take those 50-50s all day long. And sometimes it works out, and sometimes it doesn't. And a lot of times it'll screw us over. But, it happens, so whatever. But
Yeah.
he's a really solid mid laner, and he does a lot of, strategy, and he thinks a lot about, how to play the matchups, and he'll do a lot of, he'll talk about the match before everything,
Okay.
So for that, I give him 4. And then I think Slayer, he's just so busy outside of, OL. Like, he basically plays scrims and maybe 3 games a week. And then OL. And that's it. He just, he's a senior in K-State. He's doing an assload of fucking college work. So he just doesn't have the time. I feel like if he really had the time to put into League, like where he could practice more of the picks I want him to play, then he could be that 5-star support. I feel like he really could. But he just doesn't have the time. So, it's whatever. I think him and I mean, we've been playing together for almost 3-4 years now as a duo. So, we don't ever have to, communicate to really do anything. We don't really have to talk. We just know what to do. So I think it's really useful.
Facts. All right. So,
All right.
let's go to the next team here. All right, we got the Wildfire Penguins.
The Penguins.
Oh.
All right, so
Yeah, quick rundown, Zach.
all right, so Axum, I don't know who the hell he is, but there's honestly no good. Like I said, there's no tops that have impressed me, and I've watched most of stream games, and I know Penguins haven't really been streamed that much, but I've never been impressed by a top laner in this league really. Reincarnation, like I said, I think he's like the Smithy. He's like a drop slight almost, maybe even maybe that might be disrespectful, but
Nah, maybe he's just reincarnation,
Yeah, he's reincarnation. He's definitely kind of earned his spot as I don't want to say this, but one of the better junglers in OL. I think he's always been under the radar, and he'll always will be because he doesn't talk that much.
Top 3.
I think he's a great jungler. I gave him 4 stars because like I said, I don't think he's as good as Juicy and drops, but I think he's he could definitely be a 4.5, 5 star if he does well. And some he's he can prove me wrong. They're mid.
Daddy Simp.
Daddy Simp. Dude, I just can't give. I just feel like he's just a good player, but that's all I really have to say about him. There's nothing that he's not gonna pop off and hard carry game. He's not really gonna lose too hard for the most part. He's just a decent player. I think Razenkin would shit on him. And 9 times out of 10, unless he gets support matchup. I think if they draft for Daddy Simp, he'll do well. But well is the most he'll do. For Golden Kappa, I think the biggest issue with Penguins is the fact that he's their shot caller as an ADC,
That's so
and
janky, dude. Yeah.
yeah, and like that's that doesn't convince me at all. Like I just feel like that's bad for them because it's so easy to get a bot lane behind, and like that's probably one of the easiest lanes to get behind because you just 4 or 5 main gank it like a few times before like 15-20 minutes, and it's the lanes like I don't know if his mental gets shot. I believe he has a strong mental, but I mean it's just not a good look. Like you just get him behind, and I feel like I don't know if he'll be able to shot call as well. Like obviously Carson's gonna say he can, but like can he? And then Fat J is just like meh. Like he's kind of like daddy simp of like bot lane, or I mean of support. He's like okay, like he's not gonna do you wrong, but he's not gonna like make some sick ass play, like under Connor, some shit.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Razenkin.
Well, I mean, you know, they're okay. I mean, their mid laner's probably their worst player. Carson's probably their best player, and their ADC, like, you know, he's okay, but he still loses lane. Like, he's not a lane ADC, so that's just about it. Like, I think their team is. I think their team relies on you like 50-50 in them. Like, their team just as a total, like, just relies on you, like, not punishing them for being bad in like lane. And that's just it. Like they're just, you know, that's just how their team is.
True.
But Carson's a decent player, but I think, you know, everyone else is like okay after maybe 20 minutes. But you know, before that, it's kind of like a joke.
Okay. And Void.
All right, so I think this
Quick
is
rundown.
like
Quick rundown.
yeah. I mean, I'm just gonna be quick here. I think their only player on their team is you know, Brink Nation. Like he just kind of like carries his team every single game. Their bot lane. I mean, I feel their AD carry. Like I'm a really shitty lane AD carry, but I can team fight like a monster. But at least I could like lane decently. This guy sucks ass in lane. It's like he doesn't even play lane. Honestly, it's like Reincarnation drags his team like to mid game just so they can play the game. So
Yeah, I'm
that's
not a
my-
big fan of that shot calling thing.
that's-
Also,
that's
like I want to
my-
point
that's my
out
fan.
before we finish Penguins is that they went 6-4 against like all those teams went 6-4, and I just think the fact that it's a best of one is why they're first place. I think they could have easily like been the 6th seed and been
Honestly,
in
Oh,
the
no,
plans.
it went less than before. They lost to Elyon.
I feel like they should have been 6
shit.
and 4. Honestly, like they should have been the 6th seed going into this. I don't know how they climbed it for. It's beyond my understanding.
Well, they had a good stretch. They were playing really well. I think a lot of them overperformed for a period of time, and
Okay.
and
Yeah,
like
in a best of 5, there's no way they ever.
I mean, like they beat the Ravens, like which to me like wasn't really a surprise. I wouldn't say they're like the worst, but like they're better than Ravens, and you know they just happen to catch us on like some bad games in the regular. So like that's how they get first because we couldn't even play a tiebreaker against them. We had to like only play a tiebreaker for second. So like I think if we had gotten the chance to tiebreaker them for first, like we probably would have beat them on the run back.
I also do think that the Ravens were kind of a little overhyped on my part.
They're a bunch of okay players that were just thrown together.
Yeah,
that, like, don't
they
play
were
well
kind of.
together.
Yeah, I agree. Like they were a little overhyped, but I feel like losing Griffin was a bigger deal than people think. But
Oh no, it's a huge deal. Losing that, he's a good mid laner. Losing that good of a mid laner just totally fucks you.
yeah, so I think that's what tipped the scales in the first round of
John's is
playoffs.
floating around in general. He wants to come in here.
All right, so
Bring him in. I'll
So-
touch it the drops for 2 seconds and then leave.
okay, but okay. So I just want your semis prediction first. Let me just go over the 5 and 6 my reasoning.
Yeah.
So Wyoming was 5th because I think they might be better than Penguins, but obviously the regular season did not reflect that, and I think it's disrespectful to the Penguins, who like was the overall first seed, to put them below 4th. And I think Wyoming's like a 5th, but like far ahead of like the 6th of like CSU.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was kind of hard. I know they like have the same amount of stars, but like I think Wyoming like has an incredible like ADC, and like their biggest issue is just the fact that their top laner and their mid laner are just
They came a long
Fair.
way. They came a long way
Yeah.
with just relying on their bot lane.
yeah. And then CSU, I mean, I like Ritual a lot, and I actually think Jowdy or whatever his name is, Gjeld, I don't know how to pronounce his name. I think he's like a really good ADC actually. And I actually kind of forgot about him when I just mentioned the best ADCs. Like I think him and Hydra and BulletAngel and like Palmgo are the clear top 4 ADCs in this league.
I can't argue. Like he's really good, but
Yeah, I think
problem with him,
he's a dirty Sivir player, but he's
I
good.
mean, here's the difference between him and Hydra. Like Hydra will pressure you in lane. Like he'll fight CS for CS, whereas in Gijo he'll just AFK farm.
Mhm.
The only reason why I think Hydra's better is like Hydra will fight you. He will fight you the entire lane phase, no matter who he's playing.
Oh, you don't understand how shook I get.
Dude, I love it, man. I fucking love it. I love
get
that
fucking
fight me.
I get fucking shook. Like sometimes, like I'm walking the lane and I'm watching them lane, and it's just like, holy fuck, man.
It's
they're
nuts,
taking,
dude.
like they're taking this like 50-50 trade. Like they're getting sent to like
Mhm.
200 HP. Like it's fucking like
I
one
love
person.
it.
If one person like has like massive balls and like they flash in and like go for outplay, like it's fucking crazy. Like,
Dude,
they're
it honestly, I love it. Like Hydra just gets me. He gets my blood flowing because I know he's gonna fight me, and I love it because bot lane's so fucking boring so much. You know, when like I get an AD carry that's willing to fight for CS instead of just farming every fucking game, it's great. Whereas like Gija, he'll just sit back and just he just tosses W. You know, he'll Q here and there. Like he exists.
yeah. So
Whereas
like
like
that's
Hydra will fight you.
yeah.
But
Okay.
Hydra will
Hydra's
look
the
for
best.
the-
That's why Hydra's the best.
Honestly, I'd say he's better than me. I'd say he's better than me.
Yeah.
Damn.
That is a pretty big statement from Void, actually. I think we're gonna move the conversation now over to. I think we're gonna bring in drops.
Just the semis, yeah.
Yeah, we'll bring in
Okay,
drops.
so I want to know before we bring in drops, I want to know Razenkin's. I want to know your semi predictions real quick.
Honestly, I think I talked mad shit on the on Crusaders before, but honestly, think they're gonna like beat 8K. Just got a solid feeling that Crusaders is gonna win. It'll probably be close, honestly. Probably like 3-2. And then my set, like, I mean, I'm biased, but I think we're just gonna win like 3-0, probably.
That's fair. All right. Alright, well, thank you for coming. Do you have any last words? Any
No,
final statements? Like, you want to say fuck you to anyone?
Thanks,
or do
thanks
you
Rez. Yeah,
No.
I just want to say thanks, Rez. I love you, man. You
No,
got
I
some-
love you too, man. Yo, fucking good shit out there. I fucking appreciate you, man.
Yeah, man.
But,
I appreciate you, bro.
Yeah, nah, I mean, we're gonna win the league, so it's not really a problem. And Hydra will be on the semis, after semis, and he can talk his shit, because he's been wanting to come on and talk his shit.
That's true. Well, I should come in if y'all win.
Yeah, so peace out, appreciate it. And drops, good fucking luck. You're gonna fucking need it.
Yeah.
Alright.
Alright, let me bring drops in here.
What
Wow.
the fuck?
What's up,
Oh,
bro? How you doing, bro?
I'm doing fucking great. What's up?
Dude, bro, hang on. I gotta take a shot while we're doing this, man.
Hold on, can I go get a beer?
Yeah.
Yeah, hang on. So how you doing, Drops? How you doing tonight, man?
I'm doing fantastic.
Dude, man. Why the fuck have you not been on here before, man? What the hell?
Because we never get brought on, dude. We're just fucking second place power rankings whole season.
Yeah.
I mean,
Whoever's first, whoever's first place solar above us each fucking time.
I mean, I feel you, bro. No FC players were on this entire
For real, dude. And then they bring on goddamn stupid ass Cosmic.
I mean, yeah, he brought on. I mean, I think Zayax.
That's because they went on
Okay.
the fourth streak.
I'm not gonna lie, Zayax has played pretty well, but he was like limited because his ADC sucked ass. Like, you know, what's he gonna do? Like, Wicklebear was so bad. He just
Winklebear?
ate
What
so
kind of name
much
is that, too?
I don't know. If you watch the Wyoming series, their bot lane was just outclassed. Like, it was hilarious. Like, that Swain pick just... like, they pick Ezreal Karma, just get absolutely blasted. And they're like, huh, you know, that's the thing. You know, just lose in game 3 by just throwing the game?
yeah.
Can't really do much about that, bro. There's nothing they can do about that.
All right. Let's get into the discussions here. So,
Who the
drops,
fuck
just
is
please
Drops?
introduce yourself, drops, to people who don't know.
Alright. I'm the jungler and captain and shot caller, the head of the ship for 8K.
The king.
You know, the guy that brings a new bot lane each year.
Who's gonna be next year?
Oh, Void and Slayer.
Dude, come on, man. That'd be too easy, man.
Yeah,
Come on.
sorry.
That'd be
You're right.
too
You're
easy,
right.
bro. The game would be too easy.
Way too easy. Okay. All right. And so like the one thing that we kind of wanted to talk to you about was like what do you think about the Penguins' choice? You know, like we had a lot of opinions on it, and we kind of didn't agree with it too much.
I mean,
But we want to kind of hear your opinion on that.
there's two ways it could have gone down: the logic way, and then what they did.
Right?
So the logic. The logic is they 2-0'd them in the regular season, but they should have just picked Fallen. Fallen's so much. I mean,
We're easier.
Fallen's-
We suck.
Yeah,
We're
Fallen's
like,
easier.
what the fuck? We suck, bro. What the hell?
I don't know. They obviously just picked the easier, which is another team from Solar.
Is it?
Oh, no.
Well, we got 2 looter boys.
Oh no.
Oh! Alright, dude. Where's my boy? Up, dude, drop up. Dude, up high. I don't care, bro. Whoa. Boom. Hell yeah. I'm up there, bro. Dude, literally fucking.
I mean,
Okay.
that
Hell
just kind
Y'all wanna
of
jerk
says
each
it
other
all.
off? Alright.
I mean, if you'd let us.
I mean, is it hard? Like, let's be perfectly honest. BB versus Penguins. BB's the only fucking team in that group that matters.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay,
Finally-
so yeah.
Okay,
I was
let's
gonna
kind
ask.
of get into so basically you don't agree with that choice either, right? So
I mean, it works out for me.
yeah,
Yeah, fuck you, bitch.
it's better for you, I guess, you know? Let's just kind of get into the results of this last week or so. Let me pull up these. So here
Yeah,
is...
what I want to kind of talk about is the quarter. I know, like, Razenkin, like, obviously didn't get to talk about this, but we have limited time. I want to talk about the quarter qualifiers, which is Rams and Ravens and Wyoming and Cosmic Insight.
Mhm.
And then we can talk about the quarterfinal results, which is, you obviously know this. So.
Yeah. Cosmic versus AK LMAO.
All right, let's kind of talk about the qualifier first. So CSU kind of
trying to start a fight, or
Yo, you throw hands? I'm right here, bro. Let's go.
you know, it looked like CSU like handily took care of like put away Ravens, ended their season,
Talk.
and I clearly was wrong because I predicted that Ravens would win.
I think I was the only one who predicted that in our 4-person.
I think I'm pretty sure Razenkin also said CSU would win.
No, he thought CSC would win in the best of 5, but he changed it to
Oh, he
Ravens
did.
in
That's
the
right.
best of 3.
Actually, yeah, you're right.
I also wanted to change it, but I held strong because I don't know. Someone had to vote for them, right?
They really kind of took them to the cleaners, you know, for both games. It wasn't that close. Like the first game especially was like a hard stomp. You have like 0-7 jungler, like 3-7 top laner,
Yeah.
0-3 mid and
Yeah.
ADC. So
yeah, come on. Game 1 wasn't a challenge.
yeah, and then like game two, and then it was really
Game 2 was the
not
40-minute
too
game.
loser. Yeah, so it was not too bad. But as well as like I personally thought that I didn't think that Ravens would just like completely collapse, but it
Mhm.
looks like they did. And I personally like CSU as like just their journey throughout the year. Like they just barely squeaked into the league, and then they got to the qualifier, you know, with people doubting them throughout the whole way. So like they had a good season, I think. Like they went into the actual quarters and went to 5 games with like the reigning champs. So like they had a great season. Like nobody's kind of like giving them enough credit. I think they like really,
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean,
I think
honestly.
Yeah.
You go, Zach, first. You go.
Oh, I was just gonna bring up the only obviously I can see it. Well, some of the people can see this, but like I was giving credit because everyone kind of like had them as like the number maybe 13 team at best, like in their preseason. And,
Yes.
like after week 1 and 2, like no one thought they'd do well. But Cosmic Insight was kind of in the same boat. Like both of those teams kind of like popped out, and I guess like that could have to like that could be attributed to the fact that Snuggle Bunch or whatever they're fucking called, and, like
Cuddle
kind of
Cuddle Bud.
yeah,
Snuggle
Bunch
Buddies.
went, like boom,
Yes.
and then like G7 Dusk, like their team like just is not coherent. Like they have some okay players, but like they're just not a coherent team.
I mean, their team is terrible.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
have no.
we lost to Dusk.
Yeah, I watched. I'm like, what do these guys know that we don't? Like, honestly, we smashed them so hard, and they're like, all right, we'll casually just beat AK. like not even close game. Like, we'll just beat them by like 8,000 gold. It's like, what the fuck is this shit?
Yeah.
Whatever. I think Cosmic Insight. I think they were really solid. I don't know what the hell happened to them.
Okay.
Against
I don't
Wyoming.
think-
I don't know, it was like a mental boom or something.
No,
but like,
well, okay, that's
Are they-
not really fair. Like, I don't think we can classify Cosmic Insight as a boom team. Like, I think
No,
a boom
they
team
played
is Ravens. You know, Ravens is a
no,
boom team.
no. Okay, well, Ravens is a boom team, but what did Cosmic Insight do the second half of the season? Everybody was
They
talking
just played
about
better. They
They
just played
roll
better.
They
swap.
played like 8-1. They're like hella
They got rid of
good. They're, like,
Gigabyte or
beating it.
whatever.
They even beat us. Like we trolled against them and we lost. And then they go and like, oh, this Wyoming game's be hella easy. We're like, okay, well, who are we gonna choose? Cosmic Insight or CSU? You know, we're thinking that the whole time. And then they beat, Wyoming won. We're like, what the hell? You know? How did that happen?
Yeah, like I personally think that like and this is might be wrong, but I feel like they overperformed like just a little bit in the later half of the season, in the regular season, and that kind of caused them to like look better than teams that they're even with, you know?
I don't think they ever performed. We've scrimmed them before.
Mhm.
They play insanely well. I just don't think they knew
I'm
how
strong,
to
yeah.
adapt. I don't know how they just didn't know how to adapt to this Swain. I think that is the only reason they lost game 2 or game 3.
Okay.
Like game 2, they beat Palm Goat and they weren't worried about it. But then their bot lane just hard ended it in the third game. Palm Goat got he was like 6-0. He got huge, and then the Colette Aurelia couldn't kill him.
He just gave up 80 carries.
And
Too.
they
Like
just
Palm Gold
lost.
decided like I'm just playing
Like-
Swain, you know? Like
He's like, I'll just play Swain. It's like your 80 carries shit. Your support can't carry your 80, and then they just won, which is what I would do. Like it was just I would do the same thing he would do. It's like your bot lane can't contest us ever, so it doesn't matter what you play. We'll just play this into you, and you'll lose bot lane anytime. It doesn't matter, and so they just smashed them. And I think the only reason that Cosmic Insight lost is because they had no idea how to deal with this Swain.
Yeah.
No idea.
that's true. And like it really was all on the bot because like they literally swirl swapped. Like Witchell went top lane, and that's like a
Yeah.
kind of a big deal. Like when someone's like just
Cosmic
like,
Insight could have won, I think.
They
Yeah.
should have won. Straight up, they should have won.
like they
But
just
they lost.
swirl swap, but Palm Gold just put the team on his back, you know? Like he just like, yo, let's go.
Okay.
It's over, you know? Like
I don't know about that.
like
He
well,
kinda
you
got
look at the last
rolled
game, dude. He was
3.
17, 1-10. Like that's just
What was he playing?
that's 1v9.
Was-
Like that's Swain.
Was he playing the third game?
Swain.
No. Bomgo was playing, not Witchell. Witchell was playing like Camille.
Oh no, oh yeah. It was Witchell was playing. I'm talking about Palm Gold's
Witchell-
1v9.
Yeah, you're
you know?
talking about Bomgo. I was like, Witchell was trolling the entire series. He's
No,
like
yeah.
dog shit top laner.
They
I don't know
should've-
what you're talking about.
They should have won through like the top side of the map, like mid jungle top should have been able to control the game, but like
Yeah.
that was the weakness of
Yeah.
Wyoming, and they weren't able to capitalize.
I mean, their weakness was through topside.
Yeah.
And like we learned that in our series, like their Ivern one trick, he's a bad Ivern one trick. Like we gave him Ivern, he sucked ass, and then we're like, why are we banning
It's the
him?
best Ivern in OL.
Dude, he sucks so bad at Ivern.
Like,
He's
it's
terrible.
good, dude.
I mean,
It's
you
good.
can only be so good at Ivern
Yo,
right now.
Where's
like,
Kit when you need him?
He's so bad at Ivern. Like we gave him Ivern, and I went unkilled, like uncontested, a 20-minute win. Like who bans Ivern versus this guy? That's the real question.
Okay, so sorry, excuse me. Okay, so no, that was seriously I had to like, cough or whatever the fuck I did. All right, so you guys think that Cosmic Insight could have 2-1 Wyoming? Okay, why do you guys think CSU just hard rammed Ravens? I'm gonna say it's because that Ravens are just like a bunch of like okay players that just like had a ding dong of a mid lane get kicked or some shit because they're ding dong owner, and like they just like were like not coherent as a team and they just got smacked. Like
You want to
any
go
other
first,
opinions?
Drops?
I
You want to go
mean,
first? Or you want me to?
it was a team. Like I feel like CSU is a team, you know. And
Neither.
You want to go? I'm
Okay.
about to drop some fucking flame.
yeah, I mean, I'm gonna just quickly kind of give an opinion here. I just feel like CSU is just a real team that plays together and tries to like improve together. But like Ravens are just 5 players that are just on, you know, just meet up and play, you know.
Yeah.
I always thought CSU was not even like a dark horse, but like I thought they were always decent. I never thought Cosmic was a good team.
Dang.
Even though
So they beat you.
Sorry.
Nah, still didn't after that.
Okay.
I wouldn't put ETP in the top 10 junglers.
Dang.
Well,
I'd only put
oh.
him up there because he can play any jungler. Like,
I only
he
put up
plays
there because he
so
played
much
fucking 3,000. Wait, what did I say in that one power ranking?
2K games, man. Like that.
He's
dude,
played a lot of
3K.
junglers, but can he play those junglers?
I mean,
Is the
that-
difference.
I mean, the whole point is like you can ban 4 of his junglers. He can still play the 5th with 200 games on it with a 56% win rate. It's like
I'm pretty sure I did the math.
whatever.
I'm about to do it again.
It's like whatever, bro. I guess.
Hold on, what's the first day of season 9?
Oh fuck.
I don't fucking know, bro.
January,
January,
February.
February.
Somewhere around there.
According to the board, season 9 is the last season to stay relevant, according to some bronze guy who just posted. Alright, January 24th. Alright, I'm about to do some fucking math here, boys.
Like 8 to 10 games a day at least. That's unreal, bro. Not including flex Q. Let's be perfect.
Dude, I play my 1 decay game a month. That's it.
Yeah, right. Like, yeah, I really don't give a fucking shit about my solo queue rank. Like, you know.
I demoted from D1 to D3 and then
Yeah.
just fucking ended.
Yeah, I saw that. I'm like, man, what a troll. This guy's probably playing Echo Jungle.
Oh yeah, dude. This shit's fun.
Trying to learn it. Drops
It's
the D.
really fun, actually.
Do y'all want to know how many games ETP averages a day? I
A
just
lot.
did it, by the way. I just calculated that, I know.
What's the number?
9.06.
Yeah, it was like
Jesus
about
Christ.
10. Yeah, it was like about 10 games a day, which is
Gay.
hang on.
That's
What
a
the
lot of
What the
fucking
hell does
games.
that do? It's
Hold on,
good
hold on.
goddamn 10 games a day.
Oh, the dude that he's just likes playing the game, guys. You know,
Alright.
he has fun.
Yeah.
Let him play the
What's
game.
next on the list?
Let him play the game. He's fun. Okay. Let's move on to the actual quarters. So.
Okay.
Did you watch our games drops?
No one wants to watch your
No, it
ass
wasn't
games.
streamed.
Yeah, I know.
I spectated the 5th one,
What?
and then I stopped
spectated.
spectating and then I stopped as soon as I saw you got Zach.
Yeah, I'm like, we were like, I'm gonna be perfectly honest. When we were drafting and they left Zach up, the Discord was silent for like 10 seconds.
Is this a glitch?
We're like looking in the chat. Like, we meant to ban Zach. I'm like, waiting for it. Waiting for it.
Alright, so you
Okay,
guys obviously
walking
got Zach in
Zach.
game 5. You guys got Zach in game 5, but like, my question, and I know we've kind of gone over this, but I want to take a different direction. Why did you guys still go to 5 games? Like, and you can make like excuses and say, oh, Vagar and shit, but like,
I can tell you why we lost and why we shouldn't have lost. I mean, if you really want to go
okay, so like, why did you lose though? Like where did the Fallen Crusaders go wrong? Like, I know
mean, how
I
much-
know Trinity is like the best mid laner probably.
I mean, Trinity's nuts. I'm not gonna lie, but he also sucks on anything that's not Glacial Lockman. So,
Oh shit.
I mean, that was fucking free. He played Echo. He fucking plays like shit. It was hilarious. We're like, yeah, okay, he is a plat 1 mid laner. Like, that makes sense. You know? And like,
Except
when he's not playing, no, he is, honestly. After that game, I'm pretty confirmed. He's probably Platinum 1.
You don't think he had a bad game?
No, he didn't have a bad game. He had plenty of opportunity to play that game out, but he played like
Didn't you
shit.
guys
So you
bring
think if
in?
you had one poor game, you would like you think it'd be fair if someone called you flat 180C?
I mean,
I've seen
sure.
some games where you played like a flat 180C.
I mean, probably, but
Wait.
like,
Okay, that's fair.
Void.
I mean, perfectly honest.
You guys brought in a Masters Echo main and went 0-2 that week. What about that?
I mean, to be fair, we were trying. I mean, we've had a. I'm not gonna lie, we've had a mid lane crisis this season. Unicorn went boom, and then Mortally made the captain of the K-State team, so we like lost him. We're like, well, fuck. I mean, what do we do now? We're like, okay, we'll bring in this guy. We brought in Sentinel Tells, and we're like, all right, cool. We'll scrim a couple games with him. He'll be fine. You know, he's super good. And we're like, this is neat, I guess. And then we played against got smashed. I'm like, this ain't working out, bro.
Okay, all right. Let's actually just try to kind of go through the 5-game series. You
Yeah,
guys lost
but-
game 1, right? And then
I feel like they had a read on what we wanted to play in the game 1, like so hard. They read us exactly how we wanted to play, and I think that's why they smashed us game 1. Because after game 2, it's like we knew what we were trying to do, and they just didn't have the answer to it. Game 2 was a smash, and then game 3 we drafted poorly, and then the rest of the series we just destroyed them.
yeah, that
Like,
was
I
really
mean,
awkward. Like I don't think I've ever seen you play Nico before, but
I don't want to talk about it.
it's kind of it was kind of really
I don't wanna
awkward, you
talk
know.
about it. I
And
mean,
then
okay, how
Quite
okay, we'll move on. We'll move on to game 4.
I mean, I feel like if no, I don't want to flame. Fuck. If we play the early game better, the pick works out a lot better than it looked.
Oh,
I
I
like
reported
Nico.
someone
I mean-
on Twitter for being racist.
What?
And
fuck are you talking
apparently
about?
got banned according to Twitter. It just gave me their feedback, and I think I reported this account like 5 months ago, but just letting y'all know,
Who?
justice is real in this world.
Oh yeah,
Thanks
yeah.
for letting me know, bro.
God bless.
Well, I reported my own Nico about 5 days ago,
Oh my
and
god.
it got banned from my fucking pool.
No leaks though. We're not gonna drip trip in here though.
Yeah.
No, in game 3 when we were playing that, we were trying to throw them a curveball and draft, and then they just not catch it.
And
Like,
then
we
in, like,
play-
game
I mean,
4
we-
and game 5, but like in game 4,
Game 4 was a smash.
yeah, it looked like Sasuke had a fun time playing Echo, and then
Yeah, they gave Echo over. And we're like, okay.
well they didn't
and then he-
ban in the next game. Like, oh, they took
No,
it. They took it.
I mean, they gave us first pick every single game, which I was kind of confused about. Like, that didn't really make much sense. If you're going 2-2 into the final game, wouldn't you want to switch the draft up at least a little bit?
True.
Like, wouldn't you want to take first pick? I don't know.
They
Whatever.
didn't ban
They-
Zach, which is weird. And then
They decided to ban Rumble instead, which, I mean, we had both our wins on Rumble, but still, it's like, why? Why were you leave Zach up? Like, you are so stupid. Like, they're like banking on us not first picking Zach. We're just like silent, literally in the Discord, like, this is a no-brainer. And then Slayer walked in Zach, like, with no hesitation. We're like, okay. And then we rolled them, and the game was easy.
yeah.
Won
So
them
it
a
kind of
victory.
just seems like they had like there's just certain champions that just they didn't have an answer for. Like
Well, I think
Rumble
they had
was
like
key
a
one.
minimal. Well, they had a minimal mental game for like, oh, we'll just pick Poppy. That'll be fine. We'll pick Kai'Sa, Nautilus bot lane. We'll wreck Slayer and Void.
I think
and then
Rumble's
we
easier to
destroyed
deal
them.
with than Zach, anyways, right? Or is it
I think
harder?
Well, in the 4th game, I think they were like, well, we'll pick Witchell Olaf, which Olaf demolishes Rumble, and 100% because he just runs through the ult with the R. He just demolishes Rumble. But Witchell played like shit because he's a jungler, so he, you know. Honestly, like this guy, like, why the fuck is this guy playing top lane? Like the mismatch was insane. Skippy didn't lose a lane,
But like,
ever.
what Mitchell did really well in game 3.
No,
you know?
no, he didn't.
Well, he
no,
went 10-5-9 on Rumble.
No, he played like shit.
Okay,
Like
so it's
Skip,
just
if we decide if we
inflated
play that
stats.
game, no, if we play that game better, like Skippy could have side laned against him
Okay,
the
yeah.
entire game. There's literally
credit,
no
credit.
way that Witchell. No, we played that game like absolute shit. So I'll give it to Witchell that we played like shit and he played well. But there's no reason that Witch will wins that matchup ever. Riven destroys Rumble in the 1v1.
Do you first pick Rumble if they leave it up?
We did.
In game 5?
That's why they banned it game 5.
Okay.
And they're like, we'll just not ban Zach, I guess.
Okay.
And then we won, which I know Drops won't do because he's a pansy.
Okay. All right. Well, that's kind of a good rundown of that series. We can kind of.
It's pretty much. I mean, like, there were like 4 champions that were like pick ban the entire series. It was like Rumble, Swain, Anivia, and Pantheon.
It's so much fun when, like, a mini meta develops during a 5 series, like, 'cause
Right,
you never know which champions. I think it's fun.
Because they took Echo and Rumble away from us and destroyed us with it.
Yeah.
Like,
Like, I feel like we already kind of talked about the second series a lot with when Razenkin was on, but we can kind of do a quick like thought. Like, what do you think about the series if you watched it at all? Drops, like, if you have any. Comments.
Drops. Let's hear it.
I think it was kind of unfortunate for Bubble Buddies because I think just Boy is like the other best jungler in the league. So, I mean, no offense. Sasuke is mentally unstable. Okay.
He needs some help.
In both of our games, he goes full AD, Olaf, and J4. So
I should have been able to carry that first game. But that's not on him. That's on me.
Without Juicy, I thought it was gonna be close, but once they brought him back, I pretty much knew Bubble was gonna win, especially with CSU trolling. I don't know how they won with Riven bot lane, and then they picked and then they pick a Lowy bot lane. I don't know, dude.
Yeah, it was kind of a messy series, and it was really like, I feel like that series kind of debated Penguins, but but I guess we can just, that's a good segue. We can kind of segue right into the 1 second here. What do you think of the matchups for the semis?
Free win.
Yeah, so free win. Okay, all right.
You know, I was about to say the same thing, but you know, I was hoping AK would show up with anything other than cheese.
Holy shit!
Right.
Cheese.
Oh man. I mean, honestly, like, I mean, you're great at best of 1. Now let's see what you guys can do against the best of 5. I mean, we saw that last time. You guys went.
I mean, yeah, we beat you guys last time.
Zach has a lot to say about what you beat.
Wait, you go 0-3 versus what was it? Let's go to bed.
Oh hell yeah, we did.
Oh man.
And where were you?
We were sitting at home crying a lot. And drinking
I have
a
a lot to
lot.
say about your fucking dumbass, drunk ass cheese comment here.
Fuck you, bitch! I'm drinking
All
more.
And I don't know if
Wait. Let me take a shot
you
first.
fucking idiot.
Hang on.
Alright.
Alright,
Zach
ready?
has a lot to say about what people
I have a
classify
lot
as cheese.
to say about your
you know?
cheese, you fucking
Okay.
Swiss ass motherfucker.
Woo!
Alright.
Alright, if you're about to say that we stole it from you, we didn't.
Woo!
Hold on. No, I'm not. I'm
Wait,
about
so
to
what?
say that if they call what you do cheese, like cheese,
Yeah.
like you're like, they literally have, like, I don't know, like, maybe that he had a stroke or
Let
something.
me tell you
but, like,
something. Let me
if you
tell you
have
something.
any knowledge of League of Legends in 2019, you would understand that AK does not cheese. Like,
No,
they just have
big
competent
cheese.
early
They have
games.
some bullshit Swain Pantheon shit, bro.
We don't play Swain.
We blew your ass, you blew your bot lane apart, and they're like, bro, we carried. They're like, dude, you fucking suck, man.
Alright.
Boone and Drops,
Alright.
this is 1v5 the game. Shadow we just existed. Fuck you guys. You guys fucking suck.
Alright, Colin.
What's up, bro?
You're one of those fucking idiots in general chat that's like, the AK cheese because they did the return at 11 minutes. Like, what
I
the
know.
fuck? Like,
I didn't
that's
say
literally,
that at all.
that's literally like
No,
half the
that was Cosmic Insight. I thought that was a great strategy, especially versus us. We're like, okay, we'll lane for a while and we'll beat them in lane because we had a better bot lane. But it didn't matter because what they did was they pulled, like, that was ingenious. Straight up. We're like, well, fuck. All right, Slayer, go up there. And, oh, well, they already took the Herald and they took top lane.
Wait, we literally
guess-
did that to you guys twice in, like,
Yeah,
last regular season. How do you not remember that? And now it's meta.
Okay, we're retarded, remember? All right? You gotta give us a fucking second, all right? We'll take
Maybe
a
if
second.
you weren't an alcoholic and your jungler wasn't fucking
Hey,
16-year-old ding dong. Like, alright. Either way, I think AK, in terms of, like, I think they just match up against you guys so well. I don't know if you guys have a mental block against them, or like.
Oh
you guys
no,
are-
you know, possibly.
I think you guys have this whole mental block,
possibly.
honestly. I think you guys are kind of like
honestly-
you're not intimidated, but you're just kind of like thrown off by the fact that like you're
I-
5-1,
you
you're
know,
1-5 against them, and it kind of like.
I'm gonna be perfectly honest. Everybody is so angry that we keep losing to fucking AK.
I don't think anyone's angry
you guys
about
haven't
that.
killed me a single time in our games this split.
I mean, not this split. I mean, it doesn't fucking matter. I mean, the only thing we remember is last split when you stole the Baron and kicked us out of playoffs for it.
Oh, I still have that clip. You want it?
Dude, no! Fuck you!
I'm gonna post that right before
Are you kidding
our
me?
game.
Oh, dude.
You want me to put it in Twitch chat?
Go ahead. I'll
Alright,
get
let me
some,
find it.
let me get some fucking fuel for how much I want to beat you guys so much. Oh
Okay,
my
but I honestly
God.
think like it's gonna be a good series. Like I really hope Loki chooses that series to stream. I know
I mean,
Penguins is the number one.
we're-
I mean,
seed.
both
we're
should be
not-
streamed, right? It's on
we're
Monday
not-
and Tuesday.
Oh, if they're on Monday, Tuesday. Oh yeah, they can both be streamed. Never mind.
We're not moving on Monday, but I know Raz wanted to move their series to Monday.
I'm not staff or anything.
We're not moving our game.
We
So-
already moved our UCL game so we could play this Monday.
Yeah, we're not moving our game.
Oh
at
wait,
all.
no. Bubble Buddies and Penguins are playing at 9:30. They just
On
changed the time.
Tuesday or Monday?
It's still
Uh,
Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Okay, cool.
They just changed
It's
the
like-
time. They just changed the time. That's all.
We don't have the time to play on Tuesday. Like, it was kind of rushed when we played against Bubble Buddies.
There you go. It's
Okay,
in Twitch
but
chat.
like, okay, so I think we all believe that Bubble Buddies are gonna take it over Penguins,
yeah.
right?
I mean that's a
Yeah.
given.
Yeah.
I think most people agree with that, and I think aside from like some huge upset
I
or
think
like
if
everyone
AK
underestimating
gets
Penguins,
over their fucking ass confidence, then maybe they'll play well.
their ass confidence.
They're going to
Yeah,
the
where's your link? Wait,
we
hold on,
haven't
where's your
lost the
link?
Crusaders for. I mean, I don't want to remember that shit. Fuck you, Drops. You
Wait,
piece
I
of
think you
shit
have to
for
link
what
it.
you-
You even got Zach that game,
I don't want to talk about it.
and he failed his smite.
Alright,
Yeah,
man.
I dropped
alright.
it. You the link to to Brink
I
and-
mean, you just fueling me right now.
You sent the link to what?
Send the link to Brink in Discord so he can post it in Twitch chat.
Okay.
Okay. What's this link?
Yeah.
Oh, because I can't post it.
You gave Sasuke PTSD for like 6 months. It was more like 3, but still. He's still
Oh,
yeah.
God.
I stole it from
They-
Drops. Yeah. What? No, you didn't.
All right,
What
do
the
we
fuck?
do we all want to? Should I just change it to
You gonna watch it?
Yeah. Do we all want to watch it together?
No. What the fuck?
Yeah, we
right.
should. Go grab another shot. You can take it right as you fail your smite.
All right. Here we go.
All right, guys. I'm switching it.
It's not even my smite.
I know.
Don't forget the first time we played, we destroyed you guys.
That's true. That's true. And you haven't won since.
Nope, not a single chance. Even though we should have won that game in the playoffs. But we trolled, you stole the Baron, we just lost.
Just remember, this we still have Thorngrim for this win.
Oh my god. Shut the fuck up, you piece of shit. Fuck you.
Wait,
you
y'all lost to
fucking whore.
Thorngrim?
I don't want to talk about it right now at all. I'm just gonna take a shot because he mentioned Thorngrim.
All right. Let's watch this together.
Oh Jesus.
Oh no.
Nobody's
No.
zoning
Oh,
me
no.
whatsoever.
No.
No boards at all.
No
I
way.
don't want to talk about this. No,
Oh.
please. No. I'm
Drops,
super
why
in
you
the
gotta do him like that?
background.
Why you gotta do him like that,
No.
Nice ult.
Yeah, it was a pretty bad ult.
All right. Okay.
I love the Gragas skin. It's relevant to this time of year.
All right. We watched that. Okay. All right, guys.
I'm
You're
alright.
losing viewers.
I'm on.
I'm
I'm on
so-
suicide watch now.
Okay. All right. So.
All right, so I want. Okay, so I know we went over I know we went over some predictions, but I want Void. I want your predictions on both semifinal game results. Like, what do you think the results are gonna be?
All right, I'm gonna go 3-0. No, I'll go 3-1. Penguins or not Penguins. BB over Penguins.
3-1.
It's
You
like-
think
I
Penguins might
know-
take a game?
I think the Penguins might take a game.
I think it'll just be like a poor draft. Yeah.
I'm not confident they take a game, but I know Raz will troll draft again because he's a potato. You know,
Mm-hmm.
he'll do him, doing the dumb shit. And I think our game versus AK will go 8 games, Or
So,
8
yeah,
games.
so who's
3
doing
games.
lenient?
5 games.
8 games.
George, leave me alone!
Holy
It's gonna go 5 games, alright?
How many games did you just say? I was made.
It'll go
All
5
5.
games.
But who wins?
I'm pretty sure it'll go 5, and I'm pretty sure we'll break 8K's mental because Drops tilts like a motherfucker, so it'll be
Oh,
easy.
Sorry, what?
We break his mental and we just win. It's pretty easy.
damn. Okay.
That's how we play this series. We break his mental, so Sue smashes
I mean,
him.
it's kind of unfair to ask you
It's
guys.
just the bad. You don't have a top laner. Your bot lane sucks. It's like, hey, easy game, bro.
Well, I mean,
Alright,
it's
Drops, let's get yours.
Yeah.
I'll Drops this first.
I think 3-0 Bubble Buddies win. And then
Come on,
There-
Penguins will take a game.
I think I think the only game drop is we'll lose 1 game to Fallen. That's it.
okay.
sure.
So 3-1. All right. 3-0 and 3-1.
Mhm.
I'm gonna go with a.
Oh, wait, let me, hold on, let me
Okay.
timestamp this. You're going too quick.
Okay. Okay.
Okay?
All right. Timestamp. Okay.
I'm a drunk boomer. Chill the
Okay.
fuck
Okay.
out.
Okay. All right.
I've had a lot of drink. We're good,
Brink,
bro.
say me okay, Brink, you can talk now.
Okay.
Wait,
Okay.
I need
All right.
Sasik to tell me what I
I'm
need
personally
to say.
gonna go with 3-1 for Bubble Buddies, and I'll go with. I think it's gonna go 3-2, 3-2, and I'm gonna it's really tough. I think I'm gonna have to say. AK.
Alright, we're good. Sorry. That was one.
Actually, I'm gonna have to say Fallen. I'm gonna have to say Fallen.
What the fuck?
I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to say Fallen.
What do you mean, bitch? You suck!
What do you mean?
I just
What do
feel
you
like it's
mean?
gonna come down to who can. I just feel like Fallen's bot lane is if you don't have a
Can't-
better bot lane, it's just so much harder, you know. And if it's a full fight,
Tarzan.
but I feel like Sasu can match drops like enough to make it go 5 games.
Also, your top laner shit, so.
But it can go either way. It can go either way. Drops like I feel like AK definitely for
Hey!
sure can win.
Hey, wait, Drops!
It can go
How
either
much,
way.
tell me, how much did Shadowy Bias account for? Was it 100 or 150?
Oh shit.
I'm not sure yet.
It was
Hey,
for free once you
Shadowy-
boosted your top laner's account.
The Shadow was the best top laner I played
It was a buy one get one free, you know?
against.
It was a buy one get one free.
I won't get 150% off.
Yeah. Okay. Oh my god. If I. Alright.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
You have to timestamp every time Void just uncontrollably
Yeah,
hysterically laughs, you know?
Boyd had a laughing fit at 17 minutes and 30 seconds, and Boyd had another laughing fit at an hour 51 minutes and 30 seconds.
Alright,
Alright,
Zach,
so-
it's your turn. Yeah.
So my predictions, let me type this in the, I'm getting a little slow at this. Okay, so, I think Bubble Buddies 3-0 or 3-1s. I think AK 3-1s. But if it goes to 5 games, I think
whoa.
Fallen Crusaders might win. So like I think AK wins if it's a 4-game series or less, it's AK. I think if the only way Fallen Crusaders wins is like a two gate like tie and they pull out one of their comps.
Hey, Zach.
Shut the fuck up.
Pull on the suit for 5
No,
seconds.
he's underage. He's not.
No, he's
after dark.
he's
You have to be 18 or
fine.
older. You have to
Oh,
be
what
18
the
or older.
fuck? Pull his ass in. Come on. Brink.
You
Yo,
have to be 18. Don't do it, Brink.
Brink,
He's
come on,
literally
man.
he's literally
You're
born
an
after
admin.
9/11.
You literally have over Zach's head. Come on.
what's
Come on, bring him.
what's going on? What happened?
Bring him in to drop in to trash talk drops. Come on. Come on.
Oh,
Come on.
my.
It's worth
Bring him
it.
in.
It's worth it.
I don't know if he. Okay.
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 What?
Okay. All right.
Oh, he
Oh,
disconnected.
He's gone. He's
Oh,
gone. He's
damn.
gone. Okay.
Oh my god.
He'll have his time. You'll have you guys just all you
Yeah,
need to do.
maybe
All
you
you
guys
need to do
should
is
just
win.
so he can get on.
Yeah, win, and then we'll have him on.
Oh whatever.
Damn, we're never
Wait
gonna
till
hear
then.
from Sasa.
Oh.
Yeah, we won't hear from Society. What are you talking
Zing.
about, bro?
Okay. All right. I think. I think that kind of sums up.
After 9/11, I definitely said that.
I think that sums
After
up.
9/11, you can't join.
All right.
Okay.
I feel like that sums up everything. We kind of just barely got under the 2-hour mark. But Zach, do you have anything to add?
I kind of like So we are going to do some drunken houses after this. I don't know if they'll be streamed, but feel free to join OL General if you want to do drunken houses.
Oh yeah, get me in there.
Only if I can support Void.
Dude, dude, let's do this, bro. I'm down.
Let's
Dude,
go.
let's do this, drops. I'm fucking in, bro.
We're having
Drunken
in-houses
houses. I'm
in-houses
taking a
after this
shot
shit.
right now.
Zach, anything else?
I think I think this is a good
Whoa.
Spooktober episode. I think Void is crazy. Shut the. I'm gonna mute you. All right.
What?
I'm kind of like I'm kind of. I don't know. Like I don't know how to end this because I think this is a good episode and I feel like it's too early to end it.
Bye.
I mean, I mean, anything to end this, like.
But okay, I wanted to bring up Worlds, but I think that we might do that on another episode. Like,
Wait, can I say something? One thing from like Fallen, like Fallen's
Sure.
like.
Yeah, you can
Like,
give your-
okay, so
your
like.
plug. It's like the
Like
Fallen.
I know our org is small. Like Fallen Gaming is small,
Like your
but
PP.
That fuck you, Zach. But our like Fallen Gaming was created to fight against mental illness and a lot of the problems that are happening with a lot of people around the world. We're here to fight them and fight the things that we can do. At least drop as much as we can into mental illness funds and whatnot. I know it's kind of a little thing, but we've been here, Fallen Gaming. That's why we stuck with them so long, is to fight mental illness. It's a small org, but if we can do anything, it's to fight them.
That's
Thank
what's
you
up.
guys. I love you guys.
I fuck with that.
Go!
I fucks with that. I fucks with Fallen on that
Add on
one.
to that. Can I add on that real quick? I know,
For
like,
sure.
I don't want to hijack like Void's
You're good,
Void's
man.
time. Like as someone who, and I'll be public about this, I have like a really bad anxiety disorder, and I take like antidepressants. I think it's fucking awesome that like you're like super transparent about that shit,
Mhm.
and like it's fucking dope that like you guys do that as like a small org. Like you still like try your best to fucking like donate to that and like deal with that shit. So
I'm gonna jump on
y'all.
that. I'm gonna jump on that too.
Now.
Because I jump on that because I feel like the thing that people miss is that if you want something to change, you have to kind of embody what you want to be changed, and be part of it. Starts with yourself and your circle, and I actually really I admire that and I respect that a lot, and that's what's up. That's what's up, Fallen. Keep it up,
Hell yeah.
I love you guys.
All right.
I
Good
love
luck to all the
everybody
teams.
here.
Good luck to all the teams in playoffs, semis.
Drops.
Everybody
We gotta
tune
get
in.
We gotta get drops in.
Everybody tune in, and it's gonna be
Hold on,
pretty lit.
Brink.
Yeah.
Brink. Drops has to say his plug.
Yeah, drops. Plug your shit. Plug your shit. Go ahead.
I can't plug it after that, dude. I mean, just more respect to Fallen. We don't do shit like that.
What I mean, but you can still.
I mean, just more respect to Fallen.
Yeah, but I mean, you can still plug whatever you want to say for an outro, or anything like that. If not, then that's cool. We can move on.
Callie wants to say he's the better bot, but he's not. There you go.
Nice.
All right. Good night, everybody. But also,
Yeah.
if you wanna join in the end houses, hop in general ASAP. We're all gonna be there. But yeah. Aside from that, After Dark signing out. Peace out.
All right.
All right.